All right. A few of us are in wrong spots, but welcome back to Nerdy Playbook. After a little bit of a hiatus, we are back with Echoes of Bahamut. Because I'm going to throw in a lot of shit in this one, we're just going to go right into the intro. So, here we go.
So what I should,
have
my notebook at the ready is what you're saying.
We're back. I just want to make sure audio's working. All right. Looks like we're good. All right. I'm just going to... Some people are in the wrong spots. I don't want Andrew to be Mixus today, so we're going to move him to the right spot.
Oh, damn it!
Helga!
One chance.
I'm Helga. Angry.
Angry Mixes!
Angry. Angry Mixes.
I wrote Sandra's name on my underwear, so I know.
Helga, Helga is Mama Fee right now.
That's a problem.
All right. Last we left off a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Right?
It really feels like that, though.
Along with temporary teaming up with another Advent soldier, Jezebel Rose, you headed your way up to the top of this tower and fought against the queen that has taken control of what are called the Travelers within the Feywild. Along with doing so, you're able to pull the storm blade away from her. The same process. It is pushed on, so two people are touching it at the same time. During that time, two creatures, humanoid, are freed from their bindings, somehow originally attached to the queen's throne. One of pure fire, the other one of pure wind. Through a little bit of conversation, you are able to deduce that one of them, the one of fire, is the genie mother of Seraphina, and the one of wind is...
figured it out.
Yes, and the one of wind is Xander's father. But during this little revelation, you're able... Two of you get pulled into this world, Murph and Xander, as you're both holding on to this storm in a kind of a bottle at the same time. As you're pulled into this world of emptiness, then it starts kind of getting flat and very pristine. You both have been into other people's dimensions before, but this is like someone who's taken a lot of time to really focus and give it almost kind of like the most clean kind of mansion. Straight floors, no bumps, some portraits on the walls, but definitely gives like a very ethereal vibe. So you start hearing the steps of heels coming down this large stairway that's slowly but surely enveloping itself and introducing itself into this world as she's walking down. As you see a female, tall, very narrow, wearing blacks and purples, while she's just kind of spinning this long scimitar that is more grandiose compared to her size. Immediately mentioning to both of you, well, two have never been here at the same time, but I'm game. And that's where we left it off. So, as she starts stepping down, she's got one foot, one heel onto the floor that you both are on. One heel on the third step, but she's just kind of like leaning down, and she's kind of just stabs her scimitar into the ground and kind of leans up against it as she's just looking at you, and she's just kind of given a read a book by its cover once over, seeing what she can see from outside before any of you talk, before either one of you talk. As she just kind of looks at you, and she starts off with Xander, and she just kind of, whether or not you feel it violating or not, she just toe to head. It feels very odd, and then she eventually just kind of just slides her eyes over, and then she looks at Murph, and then same thing, toe to head. Not showing any kind of distinction of if she prefers either one over you, or if there's anything that she finds appealing, or if she is disgusted or anything like that. You are not able to tell. She leaves the scimitar left in the ground. She starts walking forward, as she kind of walks with a very dancerly kind of style. One foot directly in front of the other, almost like she walks with a consistent, permanent dance, a stride with every foot that she leaves in front of the other foot. But every time a heel leaves the ground, you see a bit of static, almost like her mere movement within the actual realm itself is creating a distortion of just energy that is just rippling through the air as she starts getting closer to you, and you just start feeling the hairs go high on your skin. You start feeling like static. It's just gonna if you just touch something, or if you guys actually just like touch each other, it's just randomly gonna feel like static shock. She just kind of walks up close and stands right in the middle of both of you, and she just looks at you as if you're all in a triangle. She just kind of looks back and forth. Well, greetings. I'm Rama. Who are the two that enter into my domain?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I am Xander the Magnificent, singer and songwriter of the 10 realms that have known and far beyond.
So, as soon as Rema had said that, the rune that is scorched on Murph's left arm would have flared like a little bit, and he would have almost I almost would have went down to one knee, like in bowing to her, and fought myself.
Okay.
My name is Marta Warsinger. Milady.
She just, as each one of you talks, she just kind of gives you a head nod of approval. As she looks at Xander first. Well, two different kind of warriors in front of me. I'll be honest, I don't know where to approach by giving two a singular power. It's not impossible, but the laws are clear. You both have your hands on the power itself. Give me a moment. And she just like kind of starts pacing back and forth slowly. Murph?
If I may speak, milady, there is no need.
No need.
No. He's going to hold up his left arm with the brand. I've tasted your touch before, given to me by someone who broke my heart. I have no desire to taste it again. And he'll look at Xander. He's the one that's meant to take this blade. And you.
She just walks up to you, Murph, silently, keeps eyeing you up. Now, take into account, she is your size. She's roughly about like almost 7 feet in height.
Oh.
She's quite tall. Looking at her when she was coming down the steps, she did not look that tall. But as she gets up closer to you, you can notice the actual height that she has. She walks up to you and she just still looks up and down, trying to read you. Are you positive of this, warrior? I would not be surprised. I do, unfortunately, no offense, recognize you through the warrior's hands, her wielding the blade. I am not unfamiliar with you due to the connection. And if you feel that you do not want the power, as she just puts one hand on your shoulder, that can be respected.
I look at the hand and look at her. Before it would be that, to not suffer the memory of a time gone and pain given and love lost. Now, it's that, but... And he'll look to Xander. I owe this one a debt of honor, and I always repay my debts. I'm sure.
I would probably, after hearing that, Xander would feel very humbled and maybe a little out of sorts, but he respects the crap out of Murphda. And he would just approach him for like a bro hug and say, Murphda, you're an honorable warrior, and I respect you. And thank you for giving me this honor. And I will see that it gets used to serve our party and the realms thereafter.
I'll embrace him for a bro hug for a second, and then pull him back and put both hands on his shoulder. Xander, the debt is paid. And tell you this out of brotherhood, for the love of our group, and I'll lean closer. If you ever misuse this power, I will fucking end you.
Oh, good. Most magnificent.
Most magnificent. It's all yours.
All right.
And she
This should
just
be wild.
She just walks up to you, Murph. I must say this is actually more helpful than not. Not only do I not have to split the power, but I have been in that bitch's hands for some time, and I have become way too familiar with the heavier hand of fighting, which is not my style. Now I can balance myself out a little bit. But if you would not mind, as she looks at you, Murph, perhaps you can at least do me a favor. As she just walks up to you, she just puts her hand to like your chest, her hand to your chest. I have become too accustomed to strong arm fighting, which is not my style. And I do not know how to pass on that information to another wielder. If you would not mind, as she just starts, you can tell that she's trying to copy some of like your energy to learn how to actually transfer it to another person to help channel like the blade into him.
He puts a hand on the hand that's on his chest, on my chest. Do it. Always reoccurring.
As you start to feel like static go through your body, but it does not hurt. As she just starts copying a little bit of your energy, maybe strength, fighting style, not like a perfect copy, but just like some semblance of what it is. I appreciate it, but Since the power will not be yours, as she just puts her hand on your shoulder, it is time for you to go back, as your eyes just close as you just wake back up with the rest of the group. Back in the world that she's in, she looks at you, Xander. Normally, our weapons get bestowed onto wielders, and we get to choose how we want to give them our power. Unfortunately, it's been some time since I've been able to have free will. The current wielder, or the one you just killed, did not allow me to stretch out my power as you stretch out your legs. Therefore, I restricted as much energy as I could give to her as possible. So, tell me, Xander the Magnificent, what do you do that makes you so magnificent? What do you do that my power can facilitate?
I can play the greatest songs that the world has ever heard, whether that's healing them through their hearts or hearing or being heard throughout the realm. I rain down the magnificent lightning upon our enemies that stands in our way, as well as illuminating our world in chaos lightning to liven it up and put on the best darn performance this world has ever seen.
Well, that is enticing, to have a power to both heal and destroy by song is something I think I could actually enjoy. As she starts looking at you, your instrument, as she looks at your lute.
Sure. Take it out.
As she's about to touch it, she gets a little bit of a shock back from your god energy on it. I can see you've already been blessed by a deity who won a similar power. Would you be opposed to me enchanting your instrument even further?
Absolutely. I see this as a cohesive partnership between the three of us, between myself, Zula, the goddess of storms, and yourself.
Partnership is something that I have long not seen in some time. Well, before I proceed, I must tell you that I have a few stipulations before we begin.
Okay.
Most of these are because, again, my previous wielder treated me as a slave, not as an ally.
Right.
First, as most of my siblings do to their wielders, you will not obtain all my power immediately. Once we become bonded further, I will give you more of my energy, and you will be able to use everything that I have at my disposal.
Right.
2, if for some reason you don't follow the way that I believe in, I can turn off my power whenever I see fit. I do not believe in murder unless it is justified. Last but not least, I can sense that one, maybe a few of people that you're affiliated with have some of my siblings amongst their possessions.
Yes.
My siblings are very common for giving them powerful weapons. I am a bit different. I will enchant your lute to make it more efficient. But when you choose to call on me, you will be enchanted for a temporary amount of time.
Understood.
Shall we begin?
Sounds magnificent. Let's do it.
As she presses your lute against you, as she presses her hand also against the lute, as you start to feel this giant storm come around you, striking 50,000 times directly at you, but doesn't hurt, as you're feeling all this lightning, gold, silver blue all striking down into the loot as the loot itself starts to expand and start to grow. Instead of it being like a battle axe of a loot, it starts growing into like a great axe of a loot as this thing turns into a huge like guitar kind of loot for a temporary amount of time, where the blades of the axe are growing out. As she just like looks at you, as you start to notice that the walls themselves start to turn into such shiny surfaces as now they are almost like mirrors, as you can start to see yourself. You look a little bit different during this. You're taller.
Hey.
You're way stronger.
Okay.
And almost in this form that she's temporarily bestowing on you, everything about your outfit has now turned into more metal armor. I will send you guys a picture of what this is.
Can you share with the actual stream too, so they can see?
Sure, let me put it in the chat first and I'll share it with the stream.
Okay.
Two of you have already seen this.
Any heavy metal band?
Xander's
You ever seen
Xander's
any
getting
heavy
a
metal
growth spurt.
band bassist? What can I say, Xander, except you're welcome
Certainly.
for your magnificent growth.
like I said, Helga is giving the largest cross-dimensional like eye roll.
He's in a world all by himself, though.
Oh.
You're just feeling the eye roll from him.
There you go.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
feeling.
Death metal
my.
In the forest.
Hey.
Campaign.
Share it with
Hey
them.
Andrew, hope you weren't comfortable with your current Xander cosplay. Now you gotta make a new one.
Now I gotta upgrade it.
You gotta share
No,
with
it's
the
fun.
stream so they can see.
All right, hang on.
So many demands.
You're right.
They need to see
Guys,
his
look at Team
epicness.
Emo Borgia. That's the vibe.
Look at that smirk too. Damn.
Oh yeah.
It's
Great.
magnificent.
More cocky. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, it's not cocky if you can back it up.
Okay, so I
Right,
need to
So
draw
maybe
this.
now.
yeah.
I need to upgrade your outfit and draw this, right?
Yeah.
Murph is going to be Xander's first groupie.
I'm gonna be the only groupie.
We're just gonna get closer and closer to the having a rock band, and then which were the new Averant after this as a rock band. Ooh,
Oh,
Well, yeah, Murph is bald, so
You ever and
the
also.
next enemy will be fine. I got to scalp and get long hair so I can headbang to it. It's not your hair. I know. I don't care. There's a great axe
Are you sharing
inside.
this?
Yeah, it's on the stream.
Oh,
Look at that.
yeah!
Look
Look at that!
You magnificent bastard.
It's not the size of the battle axe that counts, but it's the art.
Debatable.
Well, now you have a
Right.
big spoken like somebody who's never had a big battle axe before. Now you do. You gotta bring that big battle axe energy.
Look at that!
Hey.
Ooh,
You gotta own it.
look at that smirk! The smirk is the best thing. The smirk is like everything. I love it.
So,
Big battle axes will give you a smirk.
long story short, DM the player how this is going to work.
Okay.
I'm going to put it back on the slideshow.
Yeah, no
The way this is going to work, without giving you specific stats quite yet, because you guys aren't going to be going to combat this session, but unlike the other people's
Oh.
weapons, you're gonna have a basic and higher enchanted version of your loot. It'll give you some bonuses that are going to be based on your bardic inspiration and clerical spells, because that's what she's basing it on, is the fact that you sing to help people, but you also are a cleric and you do lightning and stuff like that. There's going to be some bonus to that. Once per long rest, for 3 turns, you get to transform into what I like to call Death Metal Xander. In this form, you become exactly Murph's build, his height, his strength. Your armor becomes a plate armor, so you're basically, your AC becomes like over 20. Your strength stat goes up, basically all these different things. And the weapon becomes a great axe, so then you attack with, basically become higher damage, better healing, better spells for those 3 turns. So
Right.
unlike others like Fiona's Blade, Silk's Blade, where they get a passive everything, this is going to be, you get some passive things, but when you decide to transform, you get like these really overpowered things.
How many times did you say?
Once per long rest.
Okay. Right.
Now,
Oh, you said for 3 rounds.
yeah,
For
for 3
3
rounds.
turns,
Yeah, for 3 turns.
3 rounds.
So the it's not like it's a religion check. You don't need to like call upon her or anything like that. It's just your own power.
Okay.
You just turn into the as you become more attuned with her, that will become a different thing. You might get a longer time or more times you can do it per long rest. Just like the same thing that Mixis and Fiona had after they had the Chaos Blades for so long. They eventually got more powerful once they learned to commune properly with the Chaos Bahamut. Once you start continually communicating with Rama, you'll become more
And how do
powerful.
you spell that?
Her name is spelled Rahma.
Got it.
She is the Eidolon of Storms.
By the way, there is a spam bot in our chat.
Oh, I was too magnificent, damn it. my fans are coming for me.
The bots are coming for you.
Don't piss off Al.
So yeah, in this form you become taller, you get like, you take the same clothing, but it becomes more, spikes, shoulder pads, the whole 9.
Yeah.
So now you can make yourself Death Metal Xander. If you ever want to cosplay Death Metal Xander.
Oh,
Basically, just take your look, add a little bit of Neo Matrix with it, and a little bit of like every like hair metal band in existence, and just kind of put that
Right.
into one thing, and that's Death Metal Xander.
I have to come up with a catchphrase for that because I can't copy He-Man and say I have the power. I gotta come up with something fun.
I have magnificence.
Yeah.
You can workshop it.
Yeah, we'll workshop.
Workshop it. It's
Wait, does
fine.
that mean you're gonna start doing the what is the wait, I forgot all those little memes where he does where it's I can't remember what the fuck it is. I'll have to get back to you. There's something that was
Okay.
It's on the tip of your tongue, but you can't think of it.
yeah. Yeah, I can't think. It's like, I think it's like when Skeletor does like the little like, did you know, kind of like that. I can't think of like.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good.
Like the stupidest things he does. Like, did you know that it's as hard to lose at rock paper scissors as it is to win at rock paper scissors? Like those stupid ass things he does.
The most interesting man in the world. He's like one of those.
Yeah,
some say.
Some say if you
In the world.
zap with lightning, you'll become more like.
Right. So.
Somehow,
He-Man,
Did you know
I
that
see you
someone-
gained a new power.
Yeah. Perfect.
Did you know that, lightning only strikes once? No, it doesn't.
No, it does. Right.
It strikes where I tell it to, bitch. Because I'm magnificent.
My greatest one that I've ever heard is, did you know that your brain piloting a skeleton mobile suit wearing skin armor?
Flesh suit, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
I'm trying to upgrade this flesh neck.
Okay.
So fun.
All right, we're going down a tangent.
Okay. All right. So as she gives you this power, you slowly start reverting back as she just kind of like gives you like a taste of what it can do. For now, you have the power at your disposal. As you can see, your loot kind of reverts back to its regular form, but a little more grandiose than it was before. The blade is a little sharper. The battle axe is a little bit longer. And it looks like it only turns into the full form when you decide to transform. But you do feel like while holding it, you are a bit stronger, and that some of your clerical powers, maybe some of your bardic powers, are a bit more enhanced. After the session, I'll send you some stuff.
Yeah.
She looks directly at you. Now, I put my faith in you without putting too much investigation into you. I saw the battle. I assume that you're worth it. Do not let me down.
I will earn your trust. Count on me.
And whenever you feel ready, and you head back over to another realm where you can speak to the storm god, I'll be curious to meet them.
All right, I can certainly arrange that audience.
Until then, immediately storm starts striking down until you open up your eyes and you're back out with the rest of your group. For the people that have confronted the two genies, we'll resume where they left off. I believe
That was
Mixus
just me.
Was it just you?
I was the only one. It was just me. Yeah.
Yeah, because Renora was dealing with family stuff and Helga was looting bodies.
It was just me.
Right. So as you hear one named Emberlay speak to one named Altair, we're here for a reason. Granted, we're here way longer than we need to be. We wanted to fix this, we still need to fix it. Well, I'm not staying here. We've been here for so long, and I'm not dealing with this shit. This is too much drama. I'm out.
Can't you? What do you share? He's been trying to find you all this time. He's been trying to see you. At least just say hi, just once, just a little hi. It doesn't have to be a long hi. No, it doesn't have to be a hug. It doesn't have to be a grandiose thing. Just a little thing. I mean, come on, you got a little bit of time, right? Right?
She's not gonna stop until you say yes.
Give me a persuasion check, Mixus.
Let's see if I can do it.
So charismatic.
Kill. Maybe. Hello.
Uh-oh. Is it dice
Oh,
back
it's
now?
going.
I swear to
Okay.
God, we're gonna switch back to roll 20.
It's 10.
Side note is I still have the roll 20 servers, so you guys can go on them whenever you want. I just went on it a couple days ago, and it is so much quicker than this. So we might be switching back to roll 20 pretty
Oh
soon.
no.
Okay.
So
I liked this one, but
well, all the functions we like about this are gone now.
no.
So he looks at you.
Peace.
Eventually, Emberlay just looks back. Like,
Just say
she gets
yes,
down.
it'll
She gets
stop.
down in a very similar position that you know, Serafina. She goes down on like one knee and she like looks at you. How about this? He's not wrong. We can't be here any longer than we already are.
Okay.
It's nothing about us. It's something about the realms. We can't be in these realms. We're not from here.
Okay.
So, how about this? This is who I see here. All these people. This is your group, right? These are your friends.
Huh?
Okay. There's no one like hiding around corners. There's no one else that's gonna be coming out through the cracks.
Renault, you back there? I just turn around looking for Renora.
I'm probably cutting off the tusk of my grandpa. Be like, yeah, holding up a bloody tooth. Like,
Okay,
right here.
Yeah, we're all here.
She's just like, oh, wow, she did that easy.
It's family
All right.
stuff. It's family stuff. It's fine. You know how like some people have beef with their family? Well, that's how some people handle beef.
As you say that, Altair is just like, wait, do they do that with all their families? Like, that's
No,
not convincing me to
with
stay
the
here.
racist. It's all right.
No,
It's
no,
a rape.
no. It's not something that happens. Okay, so
As he
well,
starts
I can tell you-
feeling his teeth, like, I take really good care of these pearlescents. Like, no,
it's fine.
no.
You're fine. No, it's not something that everybody does. It only has to do with some certain people. Because of the fact that if you do something wrong, that's the worst thing to do to somebody is to actually take their tusks when you're at work. So yeah.
Right. As I was
It's a
saying, well, we can meet you in the middle. You can't
Okay.
stay here any longer.
Okay.
How about the rest of you come with us?
Oh.
No
Really
more
good?
than 1 day.
Oh, okay.
You come back to our world,
Oh.
but if you stay any more than a day, you will start to get ill. So for 1 day, you can come back.
Okay.
Altair, you can have some bonding time with your whatever that is.
Son. It's not a son. It's a son. That is his child.
I know the
Might
term.
not recognize him at this moment in time, but it is his child.
I know the terminology. It's yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm very blunt. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I got that. Well,
Okay.
with that on the table being blunt, let's just get this over with. As she just like comes through, as she just like touches like this like a wall, like kind of like where the throne is, as like the wall itself starts to turn like this silverish color, and it starts to like start tearing like a tear through space.
Whoa,
As you just
that's
immediately
so
see,
cool.
as you immediately see through the other side, it's kind of like an inverted version of space, where instead of it black and full of stars, this is actually like almost like silver, where the stars are actually like black.
Oh, that's really cool. That's
Um,
really cool.
We only have mere moments. Get your friends. Let's go.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Whoa! Wait! What? Oh, okay. Sure.
Pulls out all the random shit that I find. Like, let's go. Okay.
Bring your teeth.
Yep.
Okay. I'm assuming Renora's
Sorry,
running
I'm
with
cutting
still.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with the group. I'm cutting in and out, so I'm not really sure what's
Okay.
happening. So I'm just gonna stick with the group.
I'm just assuming like this too still has like a little bit of like gum on it, so there's still like flesh pieces like flying off of it as you're running.
Well, and she took his
Like, wait. Run back, kick him, and then come back to you guys.
and you took his necklace of all of the
Of course.
teeth.
Mhm.
Okay.
Of
Yeah.
course.
That's what I thought.
I
As
don't
you,
have a necklace, so I need to.
Helga just like starts pushing Renora's back. We gotta go.
as you get pulled into this little void, you're just like kind of like floating there for a little bit, and you guys can't balance, but they are standing completely still as if they're on like an invisible floor. As she's like, "Oh, forgot about this. Altair, you mind?" Yeah. As he starts kind of like messing with the wind, and then starts like bounce you guys down. As you guys all of a sudden get pulled into this vortex. As immediately, she's like, "You might want to take a deep breath." As immediately seconds later, you get just immediately sucked as you immediately get pulled through very, very fast. Like someone's grabbing it, like pulling at your chest and just pulling straight forward. As you just immediately start going past, as you get pulled out through like the opposite side of the realms, much like when you were standing on Bahamut's hand, you were looking above the realms. This is almost like falling beneath them, where you can see like the realms
Oh.
above you.
Whoa, this
It's
is
almost
cool.
like
I
you're
haven't
going
seen
into
this
like a
before.
mirror version of it, sort of. As soon as you pass this void, they just turn like to stars. Until you get onto what looks like a realm that is completely flat.
Oh.
For illustration, for most people, if you just wanted to imagine Asgard, this basically looks like Asgard, but less war, more cheery. As it is more of like a
Me
big,
too.
it's more of pure magic, less of war, but it still has the flat plane that is all of Asgard.
That makes
As you
sense.
immediately just land into it, as you immediately see that there is in this giant crowd of people that are populating this vast city that is one continent, there are no races that you are used to. These are all mystics of some kind. Most of them look similar to Xander or Seraphina or any other Genasi that you know, but there are many more exaggerated versions of Fae around here. As she immediately just looks at you, as Altair immediately heads off, "I will go leave preparations. All right, we'll meet up with you." As Emberlay looks at you, "Well, welcome to our home. Welcome to the land of the mystics." As immediately you just like if a land was magic and rainbows, this is it. Now it doesn't mean that this is all like peaceful non-war land, as she just mentions to you. We are less war folk than many of your kind are, but we deal with many civil disputes, as many do have, as I'm sure many of you have encountered or may have heard of. Genies have left more damage than good. But we try to keep it as civil as we can around here and control as much balance as possible. Please follow me. As you're on this long bridge that's kind of over kind of like a void of nothingness. And this bridge is kind of like leading into a town. But during it, you can see that these creatures there, whether they're human or not, some of them are flying around. The ones that are flying are very similar to Altair, where they look like they're made of pure air. Where they're flying around. As they're flying, their legs are kind of turned into almost like clouds, as they are just kind of being led by their own propulsion of smoke and cloud and air. Some of them are variants of what Emberlay is, where they look like they're made of fire, but maybe they're like a variant where they actually are some kind of bird version. They kind of have sort of a beak to the face, and then they naturally, instead of arms, they have wings as they're flying around. Doesn't seem like they naturally follow the same humanoid stature as what you would expect. Some of them seem variants of each other. But you can tell as you're moving through that everyone here is made of pure magic. Even Emberlay herself, as you see her walk, she is walking about 2 inches off the ground. And it might be more of a choice than automatic, as you assume that she's maybe so made of pure fire that if she walks on the ground, she might actually be damaging the stone beneath her feet. So she's walking every footstep, slowly but surely, as small little ember crackles kind of fall beneath her toes and just kind of spark on the ground beneath her as they kind of fade away. As she's walking, you can see the hair kind of flying through. As you start to see similarities to Serafina, but obviously the difference is the extreme magic difference between them. As she starts leading you on, you start seeing all these different creatures. You start seeing even dragons that are made out of like pure energy that are flying around.
This place is so... Oh. Sorry.
I was gonna say, Helga is I'm purely more horrified because this is like the Feywild on steroids.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what? Just for flavor, Helga, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Like,
No!
like to hell with seasonal allergies. This is full on like.
Oh no! Oh yeah, like all the smells. Oh god.
On that one.
No, 24.
Okay. You're able to at least adapt to the Feywild enough where like you're still got like the stuffy nose. You're still kind of
like
have
like full on like pressure headache now,
like,
where I'm just like hanging on to Murph. Like this is.
It's not getting any like full worse, but it's like this isn't gonna get any better anytime soon. You know, like it's.
Yeah. I'd also like to imagine that like it's the essence of Sylvie within Helga from being saved by her is kind of like dampened the blow, like a little bit. Like she's the Tums to the acid reflux. Like she's the Pepto-Bismol to the overwhelming feeling of nauseousness.
As you're walking around, you start to see that some creatures are very small around here. Almost kind of like little ladybug size, but maybe a little bit bigger. But they are humanoid. Some of them, much like the genies around here, they can propel themselves, or they have little feathered little wings. Eventually, another one that has the same kind of fire as Emberlay kind of flies up, and almost with like a Mix's kind of style, she kind of like, while she's trying to like keep walking, she like hops to every spot to keep up. Hey, Emberlay, you came back. Yeah, I'm back. So, did you go see her this time? No, I didn't have time. Well, when are you gonna go see her? I don't know. Weren't you gonna say hi? It's been a long time since I've seen her. Well, I don't know. Like,
Yo.
I'm gonna be sick.
I literally come right up to the little thing while it's jumping and be like, "Who are you? Hello, I'm Nixus."
it's like I'm assuming like your full eyeball gets into like their like whole like presence.
Yeah. Who are you?
She kind of like pushes herself back. I'm Fira.
Yes,
Yeah,
just
like that.
Oh my god, don't hurt yourself,
that.
Murph.
It's me.
For illustration.
As she like backs up a little bit scared, she's like, "I'm Fira." She like jumps back like up pillar and she's like flying back up. She's like, "Pleasure to meet you." Hi.
Mexius.
As she like looks back at Emberlay, they're like, "They're right." So they immediately go up to you. She immediately like goes up to you, and just like Mixes, she doesn't have boundaries. So she like starts going up to everybody, and she starts like looking at people's like ears, and then she starts like pulling on people's like eyelids to like look inside, and like it's very intrusive.
Mixes is fine with it.
We're all used to it. It's normal for us.
Helga
Not
is,
one of us can lie.
Helga's too
Mhm.
overwhelmed
Okay.
to care at this point. She's just leaning. I'm just leaning against Murph, like,
Here,
I want to
Here.
go home.
Shall
I hate it
Did you-
here.
Here.
You're
And
fine.
I just
You're
like
fine.
change colors real quick to be like, see, change colors. Whee! To show her.
She looks at you all
I change
confused.
another color. I change another color.
She like looks at you, and she's like, and she says to us like very super saying, "Emberlay, why can't I do that?" I don't know. I can't do it. Just be proud of what you can do. But I want to do that.
That's right.
Why can't I do that? Well, we'll figure it out someday in the future.
We'll workshop it.
Here you go. What are you? Maybe that's why.
I'm a sprite.
Sprite. Oh, cool. So who were you talking about? Are you talking about Seraphina? Because I know Seraphina. She's cool.
As like
She's my friend.
Emberlay just kind of like puts her hand to her head. She's like, wait. She immediately goes up over and just immediately like does this like right in, like while she's floating right in front of Emberlay's face. Wait, are you telling me that they've met her and you haven't brought me back over there to see her and you haven't seen her either? She's like, we can talk about this later.
Do you
the whole thing.
Do you need to go back to see her? Because we're eventually gonna go back to find her again, and and I have stuff to give to her, so I could always bring you to her if you want.
It's immediately like Fear's just like as immediately Emberlay's like, no, you can't leave yet. You're not old enough.
Both of us like do the little like bloop face down. I'm guessing because at the same time, because someone goes no.
As she immediately like falls on Mixus's shoulder and she's like hanging on by like pulling on like one of the strands of your hair. She's just like dangling there, very much like Tinkerbell, just kind of like hanging out, very similar to like just right to your head and stuff like that.
Do you want shoulder? You can sit on my shoulder. I don't mind. Just watch out for Danger Noodle.
What's a danger noodle?
He's my little friend. He's a snake.
She starts like poking in through your ear and she says, "Danger noodle?" She starts like looking under your arm. "Danger noodle? Where's the danger noodle?"
Well, I think he might be in his pouch right now.
She immediately like flies over. She starts going into the pouch. As immediately like these crimson eyes start immediately comes out and he just like tries to like eat her.
Danger
It's like,
Noodle,
"Ah!"
no, Danger Noodle, no, not friend, not food.
Yeah, well, I need food. You haven't fed me yet.
Here, I will give you some. And I grab some spiders and put it in his little.
It was a close one.
You're not the same when you're hangry.
I was about to go rabid. Don't wait that long next time.
I'm sorry. There's a lot been going on lately, and you've been safe in your pouch, so it's good.
This place is weird. I'm going back in.
Yep.
Just
Okay.
Take me
Bye-bye.
with you.
eventually,
You can't fit in my pouch.
Amberly just goes over to Fiora and just like, just go back over to do your classes. I'll come get you later. All right. They said I gotta go back. Bye. Immediately starts flying off. Eventually, you notice throughout this long walk that you're starting to head into like this central. It doesn't look like this place that necessarily has a kingdom, or in more terms, like the whole place is a castle, but just more of an exposed place. As you're going to like one of the central towers, But nothing here necessarily has a roof. Everything is like exposed. Like there's no privacy in this place at all. As you eventually go to one of the center spots, as you can see, Altair, and then another what looks like another wind creature that's humanoid, but actually has long legs that's standing on and doesn't necessarily fly. It actually looks like maybe it's like a genie mixed with some kind of crustacean kind of creature. As they're talking, and they're speaking to what looks like a female. She's wears a lot of jewelry on. She is also a wind creature as well. As you can see, the jewelry is kind of like floating, kind of like over her collarbone, but actually laying on it. Long hair that is almost like Emberlay's, but instead of it being fire, it is literally just like perfect and like floating with the air around it, always staying in perfect pristine condition. As immediately Emberlay just kind of like whispers to all of you, just stay behind me, bow when I bow. We'll get over this quickly.
Oh, okay.
As immediately the bar open, as this female looks, as immediately Emberlay just bows right in front of her.
Mixes bows as low as she can, which is very low because she's little.
Nope. Standard bow.
Is everyone else bowing?
I feel like, Helga, I would just like nod my head because if I go any lower, I'm going to throw up.
Or it's just like your nose is just like running so bad that if you bow, like you're just gonna be spewing out.
Yep. It's the fountain.
As Emberlay stands back up, as this female looks back at Emberlay, Altair told me that you brought these aberrant mortals. You already know the price to pay whenever we're dealing with them. Why'd you bring them here? As she looks very disappointed, like in Altair. Well, they had a hand, whether on purpose or not, to have us free from the person who created the curse on the Feywild. And we wouldn't be back if it wasn't for them. And we, Altair and myself, have common links with their group. We figured it'd be at least a proper thank you to at least bring them back here. This is another strike against you. You've already made instance once. Do you wish to have your rank demoted again? It has been 50 years, and we thought you've learned your lesson. I ask you one question, Emberlay. Have you returned to see her yet? No, under the rules of the council, I will not reconvene with my daughter. Very well. Welcome, guests. I'm Arena.
Sis?
I am one of the High Lords, ladies, I guess the proper term you can call it, of our domain. As you can see, we are simple folk, and we do not live life like you do. We do not have worlds at our domain. We are simply a plane of existence. We keep it as simple as that. We interfere in your affairs, depending on the situation, to keep a certain balance. I understand that you at least had a hand to play to at least freeing 2 of my kind, and I will thank you. As per request from Emberlay, you have 24 hours here to do whatever you're here to do. After that, you'll be sent on your way, no questions asked. Before anybody decides to wonder why, we have 2 rules in our domain. 1, our kind cannot be in your realm for any more than 1 day. Anybody they come in contact with at that point can literally degrade and die. If they are strong enough to handle it, they can literally spiral into insanity. If you are here for any more than a day, your energy can affect our kind. Whether it's positive or negative, I do not want to take that risk. We have specific laws, and we have survived, as long as we have, by following those simple laws. That being said, 24 hours you have. You've been here for a few already, timer has already started. Since you already become sort of introduced with Emberlay, she can show you where you're allowed to go, and she'll be your guide for the day. I am told that one of yours is familiar with Altair.
Xander will raise his hand very slowly.
As she looks at the similarities, Altair, do I need to have the same talk that I had with her 50 years ago?
2 people.
The talk.
As he just looks, he doesn't say
Put
anything.
a spell on you.
And now you are mine. As he looks, well, 24 hours, they're here. I see no harm in you conversing. You two go. And do your best to not follow in Emberlay's footsteps. 1 day is all you have. You decide to create a connection, make sure it ends in 1 day. Now, I will only allow all of you to the inside borders of our plane of existence. Not going to go into details why, but we're going to keep it as simple as that. Let's just say it's easier to keep an eye on you if I know you're nearby. So,
Okay.
as long as you're within walking distance of this domain and this area, you'll have no problems.
Okay.
That being said, only our bodies have problems with each other's planes. If you choose to buy any currency here or decide to procure any of our enchanted items, you do not have any problems with that.
Oh. Okay.
So, I bid you
Got any
a
allergy medicine.
I bid you a wonderful day, and I hope that you make the best out of it.
Where is my book of things?
Emberlay, Altair, time is clocked. You and the group can do whatever within the restricted lines. As they immediately just disappear within the air, along with the other one that had like a mixture of like a crustacean as it disappeared in the air. As Emberlay just looks at the group, well, I guess we've never really had formal introductions. Not fully. I know this is a lot. I am Emberlay. As many of you have probably figured out right now, you are associated with my daughter. But due to specific laws, I have not seen her in 50 years. Let's just get that out of the way right now.
Oh.
Before anybody asks.
You haven't seen her. Wait, you haven't seen her for 50 years?
I think she was getting to that part, Mixes.
Okay, never mind.
Let her finish the sentence, please.
Okay.
Before anybody asks, yes, I do miss her. And yes, if I could, I would. But I can't. So, we'll leave it at that. While we're here, it is not uncommon, if any of you are curious, for many of our kind to come to your plane to have relations with your kind. Thus, as points over at Xander and Altair. So, to get the elephant out of the room, so to speak, I believe it's best that you all come with me, Altair, and I believe it's Xander. You two do whatever it is that you do. As she like takes the rest of the group and it's like, look, pretty things, let's go. And starts walking off.
Pretty things. I like pretty things. Yeah.
Again, low key got me allergy medicine.
She's like, oh, I apologize.
Got a breathe right strip or something like.
Oh, yeah. So our dear friend over here, she's been having some troubles while we were in the Feywilds, and now it looks like it's even worse while we're here. So I don't know. I gave her some medicine for their tummies before because they weren't used to the Feywild food. But maybe there's something you guys have that could help them out.
I mean,
because
I'm
perfectly fine here. This is cool.
I mean, we definitely have plenty of arcane remedies if you would like to try some.
At this point, it can't get worse.
All right, we need to find one of the spirits this way. And it starts leading you on to like an opposite side of but like maybe like a couple blocks away. You start to notice that the area you're going to is less like elemental and more like creatures that are made out of pure light.
This is so cool.
Great, now I'm being blinded too.
As she comes up to like one of them, and they look like they're like very similar to like how most of you met like a bunch of hags, or some of them like mix in magics as the hags would be mixing potion bottles. And like this pure like white light of energy only has like the only things you can tell of like distinction are like the eyes are pure black sockets. And like the hair kind of, you can see the like little ripples of where the hair separates the different spots. They're not like a blob of energy. They do have a humanoid body and they do walk just like anybody else. They do have some clothing on, but it mostly looks like a ghost that has a physical form.
This is so cool. I said one day I wanted to come to this plane, and I made it, and I get to tell everyone about it, and it's amazing, and it's everything
Proud of you,
I was
Mixus.
dreaming
I'm
of.
thrilled for you. Let me tell you, I am just so excited.
As Amberley goes up to
check
this.
it off my list. Check.
Goes over to spirits. We have one of our companions is let's just
Allergic.
say, yeah, they're allergic to what? All this? Are you allergic to everything?
To magic.
Pretty much. I have very acute senses, and this is kind of the Feywild was. It's just put into overdrive, so it's just taken a minute because I smell everything, I hear everything. It's all happening all at once, and it's not pleasant. I like
it's
breathing.
too much sensory overload. That's what's happening.
As immediately
That's what she really means.
this what you find
Like
out is a male starts speaking.
I'm seeing colors and hearing
And word,
like, just-
you're seeing words and you're hearing colors. Is that what it is?
Yes, yes. Everything is swimming.
Smelling flavors.
Eventually it passes like this.
Smells.
It almost looks like it's kind of like in like a cylindrical bottle, but it looks like it's like literally just like this floating element in there. Eat this. It should be able to resolve the problems. This is what I usually give to most of my kind whenever they enter your realm for a day. That way that they are not overloaded with the, well, opposite effect.
Yeah, understandable.
Helga I just inhale it. Like at this point, I don't even care what it is. It's just like it can't get worse.
Basically, what you like almost like ingest is like almost like if all the water in one bottle was just put into a bubble, you just like swallow that down, as it immediately just
like
ingests.
a boba.
But like an oversized boba, like
Yeah.
that big of a boba. And
You know what? It's Helga. She's got this.
as for a second, like
Chomp.
everybody's like looking at you, and like your eyes start like stretching out, and then your body like starts like get like all fucked up, and then for a second, and then you like revert back. And it's like you start to feel better, But almost, it's like if you took like a whole bottle of like drugs to cure a simple cold. Now you're extremely high.
Man.
Like you took like a whole box of Sudafed, and the problem is solved. But now you're drugged up beyond belief.
We do not recommend to anybody to do that. Please do not do that.
It's the NyQuil and Monster concoction. Like,
here's the little legal note.
I was
Please
gonna
do
say
not
the
try
same
that at
while-
home.
Disclaimer.
Please don't do this. Because
Don't try
that is not
anything we
okay.
talk about at home, honestly. Let's be honest.
True. Please.
just don't.
Just don't.
Drugs are bad.
If you ever think about doing it, try not.
Try not. This has been TED
With the dare
Talk
dog.
with Fedora.
When Nora's TED Talk just gets up, you know that thing that you do? Stop.
Don't do it.
Stop it.
Now.
Knock it off.
This is a
Right
TED
now.
Talk.
Don't.
Deuces.
We need
Okay.
to make a Renora segment of TED Talks.
Such a motivational speaker.
So you're basically super stoned for the rest of the day.
That's fine, as long as I'm not super nauseous.
No, you're good. She's like, okay, now that's all
Helga.
taken care of.
Now
What-
at this point, Helga's like, ooh, pretty colors.
Literally, Helga went from about to throw up to tripping balls. I love it.
Yeah.
Sorry, DM.
Come here, Helga. Let me rub your ears. It'll make it feel better.
Okay.
She-
Oh, it feels so good.
Emberlay
It feels
looks
so good.
Emberlay looks at all of you. Well, now that problem's resolved, what? I'm sure most of you are curious. What would you all like to do?
Let's go shopping.
Shopping. Okay, fantastic. I mean, our shopping's not too different from your shopping. Is there a certain kind of shopping you want to do?
I want more of those.
What, more
The
drugs?
bobas. Bring them back to the routine.
No, you're not taking those with the...
As like the salesman, just
Don't
like, well,
listen to her.
the first one's free. After that, does cost money.
Oh, good.
I mean, if you want more, I got
That's
more
not-
available. But you know,
No,
it's like I got,
Mr.
I got 5 more.
Mr. Lightman, I don't know what your name is.
Mr.
Sorry.
Lightman.
What's your name, Mr.
My
Lightman?
my name's Bob.
Hi,
Of
Bob.
course.
So
Bob's the light viewer.
Bob, I think she's okay. I don't think we need any more. Thank you, though. You've helped us a lot, so thank you.
Ah,
I mean,
But
I
Helga
don't
gives the,
I don't just
Helga
do
gives
that.
the
Like,
wink.
if you need
Like,
anything,
I might be back.
I don't just do potions. Like, I also, do different things around the place. As Emberlay is just like, oh yeah, he's one of our main facilitators for a lot of different equipment to make things. Yeah, they call me Bob the Builder.
Oh,
Builder.
Hey.
All right.
kind of thing.
I
we
like
do.
you, Bob. You're a homie. I'll be back. We got talking to do.
I think Hulka needs to take a nap.
No,
I
we
think
only
she's
got
fine.
24
Slaps her on the back.
hours, so I can finally see without being sick. This is amazing.
Although everyone that you see is like 10 times, but yeah.
Yeah,
You can finally see
fine.
sound.
Yeah,
Yes.
that can't
Emily,
possibly. That can't
Emily.
possibly bite me in the ass later. What could happen?
So
Like,
Possibly go
long
wrong.
story short, while you're on this, we'll call it medication, you're gonna have 3 effects. This is
Oh,
actually a
what the
real
hell?
thing I made in this. First
Oh
off,
gosh.
unless for some reason someone cancels the effect, you are now affected with True Sight.
Yes.
Mm.
Um,
I'm putting it down
You
as the
see
boba from hell.
everything.
due to the way that affects you, that you need to do this. If for some reason, I'm not assuming you guys will, but if for some reason you guys go into combat, you have disadvantage against all magic.
Everything.
it feels really targeted. I know you said I don't feel. The words that came out of your mouth did not express the emotions
Should go
that
into
I saw.
combat.
He
Fine.
just knows his
Fine.
people.
Fine.
Look,
Like he's
Fine.
So the process is supposed to be.
glares at Merv.
So the process is supposed to be she's allergic to basically this area. So what this is doing is making it where she's immune to that, but she's like anytime she's gonna get hit by like a fireball, it's gonna do twice amount of damage. So she has to make a spell saving throw, disadvantage.
Yep.
Third effect. I don't know why I'm gonna give this to you, but yes, you
Because
now
it's funny, that's why.
you now have 30 feet of flying speed.
Oh god, she can fly.
Gosh.
I'd
No
imagine that
ability to
Helga,
fly, but
to
if
figure
you were
this,
to fly, you'd have 30 feet. Like,
All of a
to
sudden,
figure-
like Helga just starts floating.
well,
and we're like, what
to
the
figure
fuck's
this
going
out, I'd imagine that like Helga is like actively, for once, like skipping, and she has the boots of jumping. So she takes one skip and then just like accidentally like Superman's like.
As immediately Bob's like, oh no, she's one of those. Quick! And she immediately like passes to like you guys. She like he just immediately passes you like this like silver rope to like all you guys. Whoever can throw, make sure she doesn't fly away.
I
I've
jump.
seen this happen before. Don't let it happen.
And try and put the like a balloon to that balloon, Helga. What do I need to roll? Why am I always one ballooning, motherfuckers? This is my second balloon. I'm gonna put Xander and
me an
Helga
athletics
together.
Athletics check.
Oh.
I love it. Renora is just with me.
As
It's
a-
like, oh my god, look at her go! Like, she's skipping.
Helga's actually acting like an
17
airplane.
plus
Like
8,
this is so.
25.
25. You immediately just shoot this up, and you immediately get like Helga around like the thigh, and now you're just like holding her like a kid with a balloon. You just got a kid. You're just a kid with a balloon. You know, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So I don't know if you meant it.
It's Helga because she's really heavy, so I gotta wrap it around my waist and like brace myself. Like,
No.
fucking...
No, her flying means that she's lightweight. She's become she's become
I'm air
lightweight.
right
yeah,
now,
you're
like
air.
this.
Yeah,
I
you're
am the
weightless.
airbender.
Yeah,
I am Aang, the last airbender.
yeah. She's become.
But-
Can I
She's become
swing her
weightless.
around a little bit? Can I put her in a slow circle?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
you
she's
get
stoned. She's not.
Do it
She
again.
has
Helga, just
I'm
do it again.
Because I've gotten this far, Helga, give me a constitution check with disadvantage. You're stoned. I just want to see where this is gonna go.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you meant it when you said it, but you did say silver rope, and if that is silver rope, it will hurt me. So,
It will.
Oh shit.
yes.
Oh
so I'd imagine that
That feels great.
now she's just getting like. Now
Wait,
she's
I
just
thought-
getting like this.
I thought silver only hurts you when you transform. Is it always?
You said, yeah, that's what we talked, because we talked about
After
that. I
the
think you
last
said always,
thing that
because
happened.
I have lichen blood in me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
all the
Yeah.
time
Okay.
anyways.
Yep. All right. Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's currently
There's
like,
like a burn
small
around her ankle.
yeah, just getting like a small smoke trail from being burned, but I'm too stoned to care. So that'll be an injury for later.
Like,
Who the fuck's got
God,
pi-
itches.
Who the hell's got bacon in here? Why don't you guys give me bacon? I'm still on bacon.
Right?
If
Who's
you could,
cooking,
if
man?
you
Okay,
take
so
a
you
moment
said-
that the
you
good
said-
trip went to
Constitution
bad
check
trip.
with disadvantage because you're stoned.
Advantage. Yes. I just wasn't sure if it was check or saving throw.
Well,
so.
Check.
Mixes and Renora are like this. Is
Well, I rolled a
awesome.
nat
Right,
20 and a 19.
Okay. So
I have a +4.
you were
so-
having a grand time. You were
23.
not fighting this. You were just like flying around. You were
I'm an
having your
airplane.
best life right now.
Now you can give
Oh,
Helga
I'm
wings.
definitely going back for more of those.
Now, and at this time, you can't tell if it's the drugs or if this is actually just a place. But you like start seeing like all these cheery little creatures flying above you and just like waving at you and like flying by, and they're circling around you, very Looney Tunes style, where it's like if you get
Peter
knocked in the head
Pan!
and you're just like, yeah, like you can't tell if it's a drug or if this is actually the place, but like it's
Oh
quirky
my
things happen.
God.
She's gone full
I just
studio
had a
fever.
good idea. I just had a good idea. Someone pull her down. Let's see if she can hold me up there.
Oh gosh.
Okay, Murph pulls her down.
And I just like
Well,
koala bear on
Nisha
her.
is crawling up her. I'm gonna be like, Helga, hold on. I'm gonna rip of some fabric off of whatever clothes she's got and wrap it in between the rope and her ankle. Like,
Oh,
don't
so
say
she
I never
doesn't.
did anything for you.
Okay, so you don't burn
I don't
anymore. Okay.
burn.
Right.
So he doesn't burn my ankle off. Like,
Yeah.
I'm koala bearing back behind her, like
Okay.
on her back.
I mean, Helga,
Martha's
this
gonna
time.
put one loop around Helga and misses.
Okay, at this time, Helga, you start to float back up, but it's like half speed now. Like you're getting up there, you're being weighted down, but it's still going up. It's like a balloon that like has like almost like a canopy underneath it. It's gonna take a little time to go up, but it's still working.
Best.
Rock the balloon.
Best thing ever.
What did you do in D&D today, guys?
They rode me like a ball.
Up here. It's so cool. This is so much fun. I'm having the best day ever.
How much
You
is
know I
this,
do this
guys?
because it distracts both of them. Just staring at the other people on the ground. I did this for us.
You owe me.
Remember me.
It's your arm workout for the day.
We having a great
See now, Murph, you got to tell this. You're gonna have to tell this to your little one once you get off tomorrow about this, about what happened with Mixus.
I do it every time. I do
Mixus and
every
Helga.
time.
For once they
The
actually
give it-
Adventures of Mixus and Helga in the sky.
I give 2 versions of the stream recap. One to my wife, which is unedited, and one to my child, which I edit heavily sometimes.
So while this is going on,
Un
Xander,
pequeño.
Okay, back to trauma.
Altier doesn't say anything, but he just like looks at you. All right.
Be right back while that's happening.
Well, let's go find let's go get something to eat as he starts like walking over like down like a couple like levels to this place. Takes you to what looks like kind of like if like Asgard had some kind of bistro, kind of like that. Like it's a very fancy like outdoor garden, but like a bunch of like little cocktail tables and like just it seems like the place around here, the vibe is very much like vegan or vegetarian.
in the distance, you just see Helga in the sky.
Two thumbs down.
no-
like, you just ruined Asgard.
with no context, Helga's in the sky. Like,
You're like, oh, a balloon. Oh, that's.
I'm just
oh,
gonna look
that
the other way. I'm like, oh god.
that's
as
a
he-
werewolf.
Like
As he's-
Helga's in the sky. Like Helga's in the sky.
As he sits
Sounds
down,
right,
and it's
like
immediately this barmaid comes over, and he immediately orders. It's like, can we get 2 and just some food? And just immediately, like, it looks like the currency that they got over here is not exactly the same as yours. It is still like solid, but they look more kind of like almost like they don't have faces on them. They're just solid silver pieces. No design. They're just flat. He just like looks at you. So,
So,
how you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks. I've been looking for you all my life. So, what you been up to?
Yeah. Apologies about that. I mean, as you can assume, we can't really go back once we've been there.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
that's a funny rule.
well, long story short, I mean, we're in different planes. We're not allowed to really cross. If we're at a certain age, we do. We're allowed to go to one of the 9 realms for a year, and some of us just go adventuring. Some of us, fall for somebody, and that's what happened to me. But I already knew. Well, it's not uncommon for some of us to fall in love with that life, and I knew of Emberley and what happened to her when she came back. I did not want that for here, so I had to come back.
What happened to her here?
Well, like I said, only a year, and she stayed in the Aberrant realm for, I think it was recorded as 5 years.
Oh.
She, from what we were told, is that she married a human, had a child, and chose to not come back. And after so long, if you decide to stay there, you are basically given an option. You can start to die, or you can come back. And she came back very injured and scarred, and after so long, once we're in your realm, we become ill. Our kind can't really stay with you for too long. Eventually, after so long, laws are placed, and now we're no longer allowed to be in your realm for more than a day. Less the damage that actually occurs with anybody else around us, and vice versa. It's not like you guys go into the Shadowfell or to the Feywild or wherever. We're not part of your 9 realms. We're an alternate dimension, reality, whatever you want to call it. And the presence of us being together is complicated. Now, for you, you can come and go. You and Emberlay's daughter, and many Genasis, they can live in both worlds. They can choose to live in the Aberrant realms. They can choose to live here as they see fit. But we, not by choice, but we have an old law that basically says that Genasis and similar kind can only fully belong here once they complete a certain trial. But we're never really told what those trials are. It's kind of like once you do it, you're confirmed that it's done. No one really knows what the trial is until it's been complete. So I can't really go to you, except for this situation. You can't really come here. In a year, I could go back for a day, and after that, a year, you could come back here for a day, and vice versa. But I didn't know if I wanted to do that to you. I didn't know if you wanted me to do that to you, appear and disappear rapidly. So it's very common of our kind to, once we finish our year and we come back, we are taught to, I know it sounds crude and I know it sounds cold, but we're told to leave that life behind as if it never happened.
Oh, Xander's like, just looks heart-struck in there. He's like, okay, that's exactly how it feels. I mean no offense, and I mean not to harm you, but it's different here. It's not like I left because of any other reason. It was just a necessity, and I hate to say that it could have been avoided, but unfortunately I knew what was coming in front of me, and your mom and I, at the very least, we're fond of each other, and obviously you came about, but I had to make a choice. And maybe this is our way of letting you know that it still can be a possible thing that works. I did not pass from me staying in that realm, and you were able to find me. Did you ever think to send a message to me about, hey, I'm alive, I'm your father, send a postcard or anything?
We're not allowed to communicate.
Oh, so you plan to have a child and say, oh, sorry, have a good life. Hope it works out.
Like at this point, the barmaid comes over and drops off the drinks and the food, and she notices the vibes. She's like, oh, it's one of those. I'll just leave this here, and then she starts walking away as if like this is not uncommon. As she walks away, as you have like what looks like a size of an ale, but the liquor itself is almost like clear, like gin, but it has a smell of almost like a cider. And then it's like a plate of food, and this food is like fruits and vegetables, like on a bed of what looks like white lettuce. As he starts putting on some food on his plate, help yourself. Look, as he takes like a big swig, so he kind of like thinks his words properly. I didn't plan any of this. I didn't plan to fall for your mom. I didn't plan the way it was supposed to be. I'm not saying that I'd take anything back, but I'm sorry it happened the way it did.
I can respect that. Absolutely. But it was such a tough time growing up with me and Mom. We weren't certain of everything. She'd speak of you, but I no recollection of, what you look like, how you sounded, your personality. It was rough, and just looking different than anyone else around our kingdom and that I was growing up in. And I felt like an outsider of the outsider when I started developing these gifts and this personality. I didn't know what to do with it, and we were kind of separated from that point until a certain age, and I just had to go figure it out on my own, and nobody to teach me that. Like, what the hell?
Well, it seems like you've at least was able to work it out as best as possible. I understand the situation isn't right, but I mean, your mom's still around?
That's a great question. I haven't seen her in a long time. Have you reached out to her? Or attempted to?
I can't communicate with anybody. We're not allowed to.
Okay. I have a little trace of how to find, and I think Zula gave me that, or I think was the tattoo or something like that. Can't remember if it was the tattoo or she bestowed a gift upon me, and just kind of finding her throughout the crowd. I think that's what it was.
Oh, so you don't know where she is, or you don't know if she's alive, or
a bit of both. There's traces of her, but I don't have any solid leads to. If you could help me, maybe we could find her together. Make up for some lost time.
As he looks at you and he notices that you're carrying the loot with you. May I ask the instrument? Is it just is it just something that you keep on your side, or are you actually a musician?
I am actually a musician. I am very widely known throughout the plains and realm. Things up out and beyond. I'm very successful in my own right. Humble brag. But I'm a cleric of sorts, and I have made a pact of sorts with Zula, goddess of the storms, and I have also made another pact with another storm goddess.
There's two? I thought there was only supposed to be one of everything.
Two is very new, but it's more of a partnership we're developing.
Okay. All right. Well, if it's help that you want, I can definitely provide. As he pulls up this satchel that he's got over, and it's very intricate. It's this silver bag that has this, even more silverish kind of clasp as he lifts open, and he puts down this long rectangular box on it and flips open these clasps. As he flips open, as he's got this long, really intricate, arcanely enchanted flute. This thing itself looks almost like organic wiring that kind of goes around it, whether it's meant there for a reason or if it's just there as far as a look. It's almost in a shape if it was a bone flute, but it looks like it's actually made out of a certain kind of pearl metal, as it is pearl white. So he just pulls it out and he assembles the three pieces together, and he flips it around and he closes back up the case and puts it back into his bag. This has been with me for a long time. It is not uncommon for my kind to take up music as a way to brighten up our spirits. Music is one of our most common things here. As he kind of smiles, he looks at your lute.
I was gonna say, did I get that musicianship from you?
I would like to think so. As he just looks at you as he... But there's one thing that a lot of us have, not all of us, but one thing that we have is a way to look inwards while we're playing music. A way to understand what is hidden when we're under that specific kind of joy. Gotta understand here, music isn't just song and dance. Music here is a language. It is a way to see, it's a way to tell a story. It is a way to see into someone else's life. It is more narrative than reading a book. It is more powerful than hearing a rhyme. How would you like if you took that lute of yours, and I'm assuming that you are magnificent with it.
Hey, that's my calling.
I take this flute, and maybe later we can get some of the others here, your friends. We can play some music, spend some time together, and during that, you and I can have a bond that you will be experiencing that is very common around here. A way that you can see into me, a way I can see into you, and maybe during that time, not only can we spend some time together, but maybe we can figure out where your mom is. Maybe I can see the puzzle in a different way that you can't. Maybe I can put together pieces in a direction that can at least get you somewhere. If you are willing to honor an old man with a simple request.
I would. When we got summoned here to this realm, I felt like I was more at home here than I was back in our world. And it's like coming home and finding out answers, meeting you. I'd like that. Absolutely.
Well then, let's eat, drink to our reunion. As he immediately lifts up his drink.
I'll cheers.
As he immediately just smacks the drink and he just starts chugging the whole drink all the way down. As he just slams it.
Oh god, am I supposed to keep up? Oh jeez.
As he just slams it down, it's just like a dwarf drinking.
Right.
Another! It brings over 2 more. Until that time, we will drink, we will eat, we will celebrate our reunion. Till that time, we will understand what we have missed. But I believe for both of our benefit, to make sure that we do not stress about this, much drink and much food.
As it should be.
As the day goes on for you, Xander, you start to bond with a father that you have very rarely known and only seen in images. As you can find out, you have very many similarities to him. His personality you get from. His music you get from. Obviously, the part of your lineage is from him. It seems like a lot of that side, your more bardic side, is specifically from him. And his non-bashfulness
Yes.
is definitely from him.
Okay.
But as you procure many drinks, eventually it is announced that there is going to be a grand entertainment at night. All are invited to see the Air Genasi and the Air Genie together as a father-son duo, one night only, playing. So,
Most magnificent performance they ever seen.
As many hours pass, as you guys are still playing Balloon with Mixus and Helga.
5 hours later.
I'm sure Murphy got like switch arms because it's starting to hurt. You're like, all right, gotta switch. There you go. Yeah, I gotta stretch out a little bit. Yeah, there it is.
Tie it around his waist and do a hula hoop.
Much fun.
It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips.
Until eventually you start. No, you see this very similar to what looks like a courier that you're from. You see like this this earth genie, as this one compared to an earth genie by you, earth genie here is like made out of pure living rock, as it's almost like forming over the ground beneath it, as it's like coming by, is immediately throwing out pamphlets. One night only, the Air Genasi and the Air Genie together playing the most magnificent concert in all of the lands.
Da 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 da.
What I look down and be like, did Xander get himself into something?
I think they said they're playing a concert.
As you're all up
Murphy
there.
grabs the family. Oh, you fucking thing! Get down here, you fucking lunatics!
Okay. This is so much fun.
Somebody's got to clip that later. Got it.
Helga, throughout all this time, I need you to give me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Perception.
Just
I
regular.
believe.
Yeah, just a regular perception. I believe I can fly.
Believe I could touch
Dude,
the
I'm telling you, I
sky.
had such a bad fit of giggles with the fizzy lifting drink from Willy Wonka because Grandpa Joe just goes, "Wee!" And
Yeah.
I lost it. I was like, I need to go calm down. Like,
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I gotta go full hip hop with it. I was going to save the realms, but then I got high. I was gonna talk to Xander's dad,
But then I got high. Cause I got high.
Hi,
Cause I got high.
hi guys. She got high up in the sky.
In the sky, she's flying.
Is this involve
Yeah.
hearing or smell at all, or just sight?
Catch up.
This is
Catch
sight.
up.
Okay.
Yes, this is sight. It's sight only. Yeah.
Okay. 16.
Come on, John Cena.
As you, throughout this whole time of like several hours and coming back down, these creatures that no one else can see are kind of like all flying around. Like eventually you see like pixies, but then you can tell like there's like these other creatures, almost like fish, like these flying fish, as if the air's water, just flying around. As you just see them just like going around. As eventually like you see Murph pull you down, it almost looks like he's like has like these creatures just sitting on him and they're like flicking at his ear and kind of like doing things to him, but he doesn't notice it
Because he got.
because he got high.
The fuck are you looking at me like that? Again?
Because it's only Helga can see. Food.
I swear to fucking God, you bite me, I'm gonna break your jaw. Simmer the fuck down.
Helga's got the munchies now, so she's trying to bite all the
D&D
fish.
bath salts.
What?
Okay, this isn't fun anymore, and I jump off her.
Eventually you see like this one water genie coming by, as he just looks like he's like the token water genie coming by, as he just like looks at Helga's eyes. All right, man. It just kind of goes on by and just keeps walking.
Okay.
See the rainbow.
We should probably do some stuff. Oh, by the way, Kimberly, I have something for you.
Ooh, I wonder if I shift what I'll look like.
Oh God, don't do that.
I mean, you can certainly try.
Does Renora need to do another TED Talk? Hey, remember that thing that you're about to do? What if you didn't? Try not.
Try now.
This is this TED Talk with
How
Renora.
about no?
We just need like a poster, just Nornor going.
What if you didn't?
No.
Try now.
I know you really want to,
Try not.
but why don't you think about not
How
doing that?
about
How
no,
about that?
you shifty bastard?
We'll need
Gotta
to
be
send
like-
that to Val to make as a meme, just like, how about no?
Yeah.
Right.
No, we really need a TED Talks with Renora. That's the new meme. That's
TED
TED Talks with Renora. How about just TED
I'm
Talk?
totally
That
making that a
thing?
meme.
How about no? This is
Please
TED
do.
Talks.
I'm I'm totally ready.
Yeah. How about no?
How about no?
That you wanted to keep, give it to me.
Okay.
Totally.
I would imagine at this time, Helga, like my arms are starting to hurt from like flying, and I kind of do want to like peruse from the ground. So like maybe just like walking like Emberlay did, like just a couple like feet off the ground,
Oh,
like
sure,
ice skating
that's
on the ground, like as opposed to like full on flying.
Okay,
Is
sure.
Emberly still by us? Is she
Yeah, she's still with you.
Okay, I'm gonna
She's the
say,
parent.
I have something for you.
What could you have gotten since like this whole time?
Well, okay, so when we were back in our realm in Alvarin, we went into this castle. It was a castle that Seraphina used to live in, and that was her house and everything. And I went into her room, and I picked up some things for her, and I saw that there was a couple drawings of her family and of her parents, and I'm guessing that one of these is yours. So I'm going to give you the one that's in it, and I pull out a picture, like it's a drawing of her and her husband.
She immediately like pulls you over to the side. She's like, shh, don't let anybody see. And she like looks at it, and she like peeks over, and she's trying not to look at it. She like looks, it's like you can see like since she's a fire genie, she's trying to cry, but like the tears keep burning like on her skin.
No. Oh.
And then she like takes
I
it.
didn't mean to make you.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's she like folds it up, and then she puts it like in a pouch, and she just like looks at you, and she just pulls you in really, really tight.
Okay. Breathe out. Thank you.
She's like, no, more hug, and then she calls in tighter.
Really tight hug. I can't breathe. Pixis can't breathe. I really like hugs, but this is really tight.
Sorry.
There was a bunch of things, and so I picked up a couple things, and I'm gonna give the rest to Seraphina because I figured she would want it. But this one, I figured you might want it. And I'm saying that very quietly so that you don't get in trouble.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I know that you, Seraphina told me that you tried to stay a long time, but it didn't work.
Yeah,
You started going insane?
well,
or something
it was a mixture of things. I was dying. Our bodies don't work well in your realm for long times. I made it pretty long, but then I started getting very ill, and none of their clerics could do anything about it, and well, it was a bad situation made worse. I couldn't be there, and realistically, my husband and I were not publicly married, and it was very much a forbidden romance on both sides of the family, so we couldn't really use the kingdom's clerics to help us, and they couldn't figure out an answer, so it was agreed upon by Seraphina's father and myself to have me leave so I could survive, and I had to leave her behind too, and I wish I could say I regret it every day, but if I died there, it would have been worse for her.
Oh, are you talking about how she's like a great warrior now? So did you help her when she was going through all of that? Because I've heard that she did all these crazy adventures. That's what people told me when we were in the camp. They were talking about how the reason why she was so cool and that she was so like crazy, like she did all these cool things, and then for some reason I guess she was a god at one time. That's crazy.
Yeah, I had nothing to do with the whole god thing, but I definitely broke many laws by assisting her in her travels, doing what she did, and I'm glad that she did what she did, but it's why I was punished the way I was. It was one thing to come back after 5 years, but then I kept assisting her when she needed me, and I do not regret that one bit. She almost died several times, and I gave her whatever I could to help her out and advance her training as much as she could. She didn't have anybody to teach her what it was like to have the power she did, so I did what I could without physically being there.
That makes sense. Totally makes sense. That makes sense. Well, I'm sorry that you got punished. That's not good. I don't understand why people would do that. It's like, you gotta keep with a family. I don't understand that. Whatever. People are weird. Families are weird. It's like, you know, it's like I have a twin, and we have this whole thing that we're supposed to, after we get to 300 years old, we're supposed to, you know, keep on with the tradition and have children. Well, what if we don't want to have children? But it's supposed to be a tradition of our kind, and it's just lame. And yeah. Anyway, sorry, I was going in a tangent. That was not cool.
Just don't. As she looks almost afraid, don't tell her that you met me.
Why?
After helping her so many times, the past 10 years, I have seen many times I've envisioned her and I seeing each other again. And every time it happens, she's always dead. I'm afraid that if I reconvene with her, it will create many problems.
Oh. Like a premonition or something?
I don't know, and I dare not to test. All I know is I come down from the clouds and she's on a boat lying there unconscious. And that's where the dream stops.
Oh. Well, you know they say they can always change dreams or premonitions, because one action and knowing what's happening, then you can always change it. It happens. You make a ripple. It's called the butterfly effect.
We believe in something else here. We believe that the fact that you know it's going to happen makes it happen.
Oh. I've never heard of that
prophecy.
one. Oh, well, I can understand that.
We believe
So
in a fate that fate is not designed until you see it. I know it sounds very strange and odd, but many of our scholars have proven that when one sees into the future, the fact that they saw it is what makes it happen.
Oh, I see. So then, do you know about the fate gods and everything that's going on in all of the realms, or are you guys just sitting here and just being, nah?
No, we know plenty of the drama, but trust me, we come back and forth through your realm quite often. Some of our lesser genies are there quite a lot. You might know of many genies that create mischief. They are there quite often. They don't bother following our laws like the rest of us do. And many of us go there. Realistically, many of us have a certain job. We keep a certain balance of magic area.
Makes sense.
Which is why myself and your friend's father were sent over to the Feywild. It was our magic that cursed the land, so we found it prudent to take our magic to cleanse the land. But we got there at a time that was not right, and we were overpowered.
Oh. So does that mean you can fix what's happening there?
We are trying, but we're interrupted by the bitch in our army, and now if we can get back soon enough to do what needs to be done before it takes too much hold, to put it in perspective from what I'm sure you can understand, we need to make sure that the curse doesn't go all the way down to the roots. If it goes down that far, we can't do anything about it.
Okay, so does that mean tomorrow you'll go back and you'll try to fix it?
I don't know if I can, but we can definitely send someone to go. I've already been there too long. I've already exceeded my quota of how much I can be in one realm. But we'll see.
Because I had to send my family to the south because the plight was on the forest. Our dryad has sacrificed herself to save people. So
She just like looks at you as she just kind of like puts her thumb to your eye to like clear off any kind of tears. And she just like looks at you as her eyes start to turn into fire as she just like looks at you. She tries to see what you see. As you can feel her kind of pushing into your mind. Do you allow her to?
yeah.
She starts to see the moments that you find the most distressing. She sees the moments where the Dryad gave up her life to heal Helga. Even with her positive attitude, she gave up everything to try to do what little she could to protect her lands. But at the same time, I need you to give me an insight check.
Okay.
She's creating a technical two-way window. You're open up
Okay.
your side, so you can peer into her side as well.
Okay. That is 23. It
Damn.
will eventually roll on the other side. Yes, 23.
As she's looking into the most despair that you have right now, you're able to see into her despair. You can see this vision that she had just talked about. You see this long lake. You can see her coming down from the clouds. As she's slowly floating down. As from the distance up in the clouds, it really looks like a speck that she's flying towards. Around the speck is many what looks like naval ships surrounding it. Not attacking it, but surrounding it. Eventually, as you get lower, you find it is a very intricate boat. You see Seraphina there, dressed up in intricate garb, crossed-armed, coins on the eyes, with a couple weapons at her side. As the body keeps falling down, and as you can just see her hands try to stretch out, and then she blinks, and then that's when you get pulled out of her vision. She gets pulled out of yours.
I'm sorry if I don't know if I was supposed to, but I think I understand what you mean by your premonition.
It's alright. You let me in. I'm not gonna get mad at you for seeing in yourself.
But it looked like a funeral procession.
And I was present. I will not have my presence lead to that. If it shows that me being there will have that happen, I don't care how it happened, I will not be there.
But how would you stop it if it was already supposed to happen?
By denying it. Don't be present.
But then you would deny the last time to see your daughter before she passed on to the next?
She just looks at you. If I don't go, if I don't see her, she won't die. That's what this has shown me. I will not be present. I won't see her, but she won't die.
Oh. I don't know. I'm sorry, but I don't know if that's fully true, because yes, it, ferries people to the next world, and if at least, we know that fate has destiny, and yes, you can change your fate, but there's also always different, ribbons of destiny.
Perhaps. But I wouldn't dare sacrifice her life just to test that theory.
Understandable. I would say, just as someone who has, I haven't been around as long as you have, but I do know that family is important, and when it comes time for someone who needs their family to know within those moments, those last moments, it's important to be there. Just so you know. And I understand if you think that means, you can't, if you don't go, then it won't happen. But just promise me that if it comes down to that fate or destiny does it anyways, you'll at least be there for the last moments to help your daughter. You're the only family she's got left. Besides her, friends, family. Food for thought, if you think about it. You don't have to say anything now. Just reflect on it. I've done a lot of reflecting in the 250 years that I've been alive, and I'm noticing even more so how chosen family and real family are very important for different areas. We always want our chosen family around us, but sometimes when it really counts, we need our family. So, yeah. Just food for thought. But I hope the drawing gives you a little bit of comfort.
It does.
At least.
She just
And I'm
steps
sure
up.
you keep an eye of her.
She just steps up and she's just like, enough of that. She just looks at
Sorry.
everybody. She's like, how about some music, huh?
Okay. Should we go find Xander and his dad?
That'll be easier this time.
Well, we didn't go shopping yet. There's shiny.
Yeah, I
We
did
can
want to
still
go
go
shopping.
We can still go shopping. We can
We've got
still
to
go
touch our feelings.
shopping.
Now let's go shopping.
Well,
We can totally go shopping.
we can definitely be fashionably. Where do you want to go shopping? To what would you like to purchase? What would you like to procure?
Shop to your drop.
I was interested in potions, so I was hoping to do it while Helga was flying around.
okay. All right, so
We can
I
write
like
down
jewelry.
that.
so the potions here
I
are
need a
different.
forge.
The potions here are different, much like what Helga procured. They're a lot more potent, and they also run. Everything here kind of has like a double-edged sword. It gives you very, very powerful pros, but does have a couple consequences. In this case, she did what is considered their superior potion, which cures you of all ailments, but in retrospect, it also gives you some other effects too.
Comes with side effects.
Yes. So it, for example, a basic potion of healing here is actually twice as strong as a regular potion of healing over an aberrant. So instead of 2d4 plus 2, it's 4d8 plus 4 here. The difference is not only that, but for 1 hour after you drink this, you have disadvantage on all dexterity saving throws and strength checks.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
Is there something comparable to strength, like a cloud giant or something?
Oh, cloud giant
that?
strength? Let me pull it
Yeah,
up.
is there something like that?
Or something of similar
That
flavor.
Yeah. Or
All right, so
oils? Okay, go ahead.
So there is one of the more powerful kind of potions you can take. They don't necessarily, because they're not a huge warrior race, they don't have necessarily a thing that gives you strength, but some of them are like the same thing. They do dexterity, they do charisma, wisdom, stuff like that. The only things they don't do is constitution bonuses and strength bonuses. But they do have something very similar to Cloud Giant Strength Elixir, but it's dexterity. So you would go up to a 30 in dexterity for 1 hour.
Oh, wow.
God damn.
During this process, your speed is also doubled. During that hour of time, or I'm sorry, once the hour is done, you suffer 3 levels of exhaustion, and you cannot take short rests until you take your long rest.
Got it. Okay. How much is that?
That is 500 gold pieces.
Okay.
So basically, the smart way to do it is that when it's about to expire, take a long rest. Then you don't take any
Go to
ramifications.
bed.
Yeah, go to bed. You don't have any ramifications then. It's basically saying like it's the Looney Tunes thing of like getting really, really fast, and as soon as it wears down, you just like start passing out.
Collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could fly?
So you literally become a cloud, like at that
Beautiful. I am gonna grab one of those, and then the only other thing I was wondering about is there's like an oil of sharpness type thing.
I gotta remember what oil of sharpness does.
Shit, I think I got some of those that I haven't used yet, so if you want them, you can have them.
I mean, I have one, but I just want to see
Let's
what
see if
their
they
version
have
is.
something
Oh, fair
Renora's intrigued. She saw you flying around. She's like, "Ooh, I wonder about these other things." She knows like 3 potions. Like,
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a similar thing to it is the ethereal coating. So what it is that you, much like an oil, you need to prep it 1 minute in advance, and you take one piece of weaponry or you take a ammunition piece, and you apply one kind of magical property to it. That could be fire, that could be thunder, that could be lightning,
Ooh.
force, whatever. It just can't apply additional piercing, slashing, or bludgeoning. You get additional +5 magical weapon for that 1 hour to that, and the magical property that you add to it is a 1d12.
How much is that?
100.
Okay, I'll take 5 of those.
Okay. Sounds good. Mm-hmm. Why is it not showing me?
Because we're too magnificent.
Then you guys need to calm down the magnificence, because I need this shit.
Y'all need to calm down.
y'all need to calm down right now.
Calm down.
Impossible! Impossible!
Impossible. Absolutely impossible.
God, I knew that was gonna happen.
All right. Anything else that you want to procure or at least wonder about while you're here?
I'm okay. Did anybody else want to shop?
I think Murph said something about a forge, and I want to look at jewelry.
So all the forges here, you cannot make non-magic weapons. Everything here is made out of straight magic. Okay. So
Not concerned. We can go jewelry shopping first.
okay.
Let's
There
go
is
jewelry
plenty of
shopping
places
first.
for
Yeah,
jewelry
let's go.
shopping around here. There is everywhere from little like side carts to like full-on businesses. Jewelry here is similar to the potions, but less of the thing. Like they have the same properties as the potions, but they always have a negative ramifications. But it's more like 75% good, 25% bad, not 50-50.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. How well protected do these jewelry shops seem to be?
Oh God, really?
You can give me a
Just gonna
perception.
try to-
You can give me a perception check as you're going into like each of the shops, just to kind of like figure out like what. Oh my God, you got a fucking natural
Is this
20.
gonna be a
Yes, yes.
repeat of the Feywilds? Who knows?
Yeah.
Like-
Is it gonna be a-
I know.
So
Is
as
it going to be a repeat of bag of holding day one. Yeah.
So
Are we gonna
as-
get
Maybe.
thrown out?
So it's actually opposite of what you expect. So the shops that are actually full shops, they seem to not have really any full. As long as you make a good enough stealth check, it seems like there's no way for them to arcanely tell if something's being stolen, unless for some reason it's very like Indiana Jones, where it's actually like attached to like some kind of pillar that's actually
Got it.
weighted on something. If it seems like it can be moved without an alarm going off, it looks like it can be easily stolen as long as you make a good stealth check or sleight of hand. The ones that actually are interesting are the mobile carts. The mobile carts seem to be enchanted. It looks like nothing can be moved without the actual seller's hand on it. Looks like it's something bad can happen if you touch something yourself. The mobile cart's
Okay.
actually more protected than the actual built-in houses and businesses. But the businesses themselves are not as protected. Maybe it's because most of the people around here don't steal?
Who knows?
Don't
Welcome
need
to the world.
don't need an alarm
Welcome
system
to
if
the real
nobody jacks them.
world.
You know? You guys brought me here. I mean, this is what you
Like,
get.
I didn't ask to come here. I don't know.
I didn't sign up for this, but I'm here.
But I'm here.
So there are 3 major businesses that are not carts around there. There is the Shimmering Isle, which is specifically a business that makes crafted arcane weapons. There is the Diamond Arc, which makes jewelry and enchanted, like almost like jewelry that increases your combat fertility. And there is the Crescent Moon, which specifically is like closest to like a tattoo shop that actually enchants your body permanently.
Wild tattoos. Let's go.
Their tattoos,
Tattoos.
their tattoos are a little different here. They're like more grandiose. So in this case, you're not actually getting a needle put to your skin. You're actually getting someone's enchanting your skin to get it altered, and you actually have yourself a glyph on your skin instead.
Ooh.
Where you going,
That's
Helga?
cool.
Because I'm following.
Hey.
I mean, I don't think I
For
can
better or
afford
worse.
For better or worse.
a wild
That's easy
tattoo.
together.
I got
As much
sneaky. I got 10 fingers. I can steal multiple things. Where are we going?
Exactly.
Mixus wants to go to the tattoo place.
I also want to go to the tattoo place, even though I can't afford it. But whichever one was, it was the Shimmering Isle
You
and
have
the
your
Crescent
soul.
Moon, and then whichever one is the middle one you listed
Mhm.
that's the one after the tattoo shop. Since like I said, I doubt I can afford it, but I'm curious.
So you got jewelry, you got tattoos, and then you got weaponry. Just put like that.
Okay.
So
Tattoos first.
okay.
Poor
So
decisions now.
as you head to the Crescent Moon, this place is actually like, it's very over the top. The logo is actually like the actual symbol of the Crescent Moon, and when you walk inside, you're enveloped in like a very ambiance of like shade and shadow with like these beams of radiant light that kind of shoot down. It's very over the top. As you immediately have like, there's a few people that actually kind of like on tattoo chairs that are already kind of getting like enchanted with these runes, and you can kind of see them. They're kind of sitting down there. As you see, like one person who's being the artist is what looks like kind of like an Earth Genasi, but she has like piercings built into like her stone of like her ears and stuff like that, and then she's got like her stone hairs like kind of like braided, so it's like almost like she's got actual clasps around like these brick pieces that are hair dreads.
That's cool.
As she's like putting her hands like on like a spot, as you almost see like it's almost like mage hands drawing on someone's skin, and it looks like the piece isn't complete until the full thing is done. And what she does is she's got like the solution of what it's supposed to look like, and it looks like whatever she's drawing, the solution shows is almost like a holy version of a pentagram, where she's like building on top, but looks like she's actually making 3 layers onto the skin. And then you kind of like watching as she finishes, the layers actually go up, and then she's like, all right, flex your arm. As she flexes her arm, the layers like then lift themselves up. All right, straighten your arm. Then they collapse back down. And she's like, all right, come over here. I want to make sure it works. As she goes over there. All right, arm up. Puts the arm up. All right, guard. And then she immediately like smacks this person at the arm, and like it immediately just blocks it. All right.
Oh.
Now, at the dummy, as she summons the dummy there, as she pulls back her arm, and she immediately does this powerhouse punch against this dummy, it just destroys it.
Damn. That sounds cool.
It's almost like a runic gear. Like as the body moves, it actually changes.
Interesting. I'm gonna go up in there and be like, hi.
As you see, the person who's actually helping people right now is what looks like kind of like a taller version of a sprite. Maybe like a pixie. She's kind of like sitting there. She's got like black and green hair kind of tied up in braids as she lifts up. So, greetings. Welcome to the Crescent Moon. Do you have any idea of what you're looking for today?
Really? This is my first time in this kind of a shop.
Oh,
Baby's first tattoo.
well,
Well, I'm not a baby. I'm 250 years old.
Yeah,
You're the
baby.
baby.
well,
You're
I'll
the baby.
I'll explain to you how this works. First off, we figure out what your body can handle. Then we figure out what you want.
Okay.
After that, we figure out what we can make based off your size and the parameters of what you're looking for. Basically,
Okay.
if you are not strong, we're not going to make you any stronger. If you're not fast, we're not going to make you any faster.
That's fine.
But if you're proficient in something, we can increase that proficiency. If you can fly, we can make you fly faster. If you can run, we can make you run faster. Let's just follow it that way. If your body, to your height, is so small like mine, it can only be so big of a rune. Some runes are more powerful, not including size, but those are a little more expensive. The more layers you want of the rune, the more powerful it is, the more expensive it is. We can go up to 5 layers per rune.
Okay. Well,
Do the rune sizes cost? Like, what's your?
For a basic rune size, so she kind of like points at the person who just did like the punch. One single layer of a rune is 500 gold pieces. That is not including all the parameters of what it includes. A basic rune put onto your skin, and to put this as DM the player, a basic rune is a +1 to a stat, or 10 feet increase in speed. That's a basic rune. Turning your 15 to a 16 on a strength. That's a basic rune. If you did 3 layers of it, that would be +3. Or if you paid more for the rune, 1 layer could actually be more powerful. So if you spent a buttload of money, you could actually get like 5 layers of like +10 runes. So it'd be like, you know, it'd be +50 to something like that. You know, like but it would be extremely expensive.
Right.
She also mentions to you, just to know, this is a land of magic. If you are not arcanely proficient, some of the runes will not stick. Note that if you want an arcane enchantment and you're not proficient in arcane, we have certain runes that are better for you. If you're a mage, stick with mage runes. If you're not a mage, stick with neutral runes.
Neutral runes, got it.
what if you're a druid/ranger?
I believe that you live on the fence. You could do either or.
And I'm also very magical because I come from the Feywild.
And she looks at you. I think either speed or magic would really be up your alley.
What if you could help my speed, or you could help? Well, actually, my speed's fine.
I was gonna say,
What
you're
about
really
my
fast.
What about my acrobatics or arcana?
Well, either or. We can increase your proficiency with magic. We could increase a very specific proficiency with a very specific magic. Or we can make you better with flexibility and acrobatics. If you want to be more flexible and you want to be able to be more proficient with more abilities with striding and parkouring, we could definitely do that. If you want to just be a little bit better with magic, that's not that bad. But if you want to be proficient with a certain kind of magic, and we get more technical, they'll be more advanced, but also more expensive. So, again, DM the player, which is implying is schools of magic. So if you just say magic in general, it's a very broad term. So it's like saying, okay, here's +1 to all your magic spell attacks, and you get a +1 to your spell save DC. But if you decide to say, I want to spend that same money, and I want advanced magic in necromancy, then instead of getting +1 to all your magic, you get like a +2 to specific necromancy spells and necromancy saves. For same cost, you get a little bit better for a specific kind.
Oh, I see.
To remind you all, necromancy includes healing spells.
Yes.
Yep. Well, would I be able to get added proficiency to any of my druid spells?
You want to be more efficient with your druid spells. We can do that. As she starts going through like this book, and she like kind of like a tattoo artist going through like the different kind of artwork that they got. She's going through as you can kind of see like what looks like drawings of like runes that they arcanely summon to draw out and put into somebody else. And she goes over to a spot that specifically looks like it's like pages that are made out of like bramblewood and stuff like that. As she goes through them, and she like turns one over and she shows you a picture of what looks like the life tree. And then like there's one that's right side up, and then there's one upside down, and then there's some of them just look like almost like vines. So we got different things we can do. We can just affect your druid spells in general and just make them better. If there's certain druid spells that you'd be more proficient in, maybe archery or maybe healing, you can make that better. And then she points at the one that has the life tree upside down. If you're looking for more druid spells that do damage, we can do that better as well.
I was trying to think if there's any ones that would help me with like in general, like help generally with any of my druid
She
spells.
points to the ones that just have the vines that go down the body.
Okay, can I get one on both legs?
On both legs? Okay. Sure. As she like looks down at the legs and she's like, so you just want to be more advanced with just druid magic?
Yeah.
Okay. And you just want one layer per leg?
Yeah.
I think we can do that. Just basic implements each one, only one layer per. Could probably do that for 1,000.
How much is? Oh wait, platinum is not.
Platinum
that much,
platinum is 10 gold. So if you wanted, if you had 100 platinum, that would get you.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I have 1,000 gold, so that works.
Okay.
Because, you know, I've been hoarding my money over here.
So she has like
I have a
these.
few thousand gold. Let's.
She has these two circular symbols that look like the roots of a tree.
Okay.
Well, if you want to go first, go on and get on a chair, and we can get that all set up for you.
DM to player, you can move on to another person and see what they want to do. I can just
Okay.
do this in the background.
All right. Anybody else?
Who wants a tattoo?
I think Renora wanted to steal something.
I do, but probably not from the tattoo shop.
Right? Yeah.
Don't worry,
Oh,
we
what
can
then?
go jewelry
Yeah.
shopping after I make poor life decisions.
Just another day.
So would these tattoos be able to bump dexterity so my armor class gets bumped up? Is that a thing they can do? Or
So
that
they
be
can
done,
increase. They
I
can
guess?
increase dexterity, but depending on your armor, most armors that increase the dexterity only have a maximum of 2.
Okay.
So most armors like that has like you gain additional whatever dexterity score is usually like leather increases to. I
Mhm.
think that one only goes +2 at the most. If you have certain enchanted armors, they don't have limits on the dexterity
Okay.
boost. So that wouldn't necessarily be on you; that'd be on the armor itself. But obviously, still that'd be
Okay.
limited on how high your dex is. If you're trying
Right.
now, because you are a you're
Hot ass mess, yes.
you're partially you're partially a barbarian.
Right.
You can still base on the unarmored, and you could just increase your dexterity just to increase your AC.
Yeah.
Because
That's what I want to do, is just to make my AC, because it's more of a
because I think unarmored is dexterity plus constitution
yes.
plus
I
damage.
mean, I'm down for bumping either Dex or Constitution, but I'd prefer to have more. It's more of a. And I imagine that in this like clouded state of whatever the hell is going on with Helga, she's also kind of having, like flashbacks of Tabitha on the bridge. So it's more of like a mental armor that she wants to increase. So that's why I want to try and like increase her like physical, like her armor class is more of like representative of. So maybe that would be wisdom. I don't know.
Well, okay, so it depends on what you want to do here. If you just want your physical armor to be increased, that would be dexterity and constitution to increase your armor. Constitution might be the better option because then you'd also have a higher hit points. If you're trying to make sure that whenever something like that happens mentally, it depends on the situation. It would usually either be wisdom or charisma, depending on the situation.
Okay. Let's do 1 layer of wisdom because that's my dump stat, so I can at least bump that up.
And remember that only
layers?
goes up. So you need 2 layers to go up because if you have 8 and you want to make it, you need 10.
Okay.
So that means you need 2 layers of wisdom.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that because that would be 1,000 gold then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know what? We are high as a kite right now, and I'm in big,
Let's get a tattoo.
spending. Yeah, I'm in big spendy mode. So, I will do 2 layers of wisdom and 2 layers of constitution.
2 layers of wisdom and 2 layers of constitution. All right, so 2,000.
Yep. And if they have, it's more flavoring for Helga. I mean, they can put their little Fae spin on it.
Okay.
But I want her tattoo specifically to either look like or at least resemble the judgment card that she had picked before it faded.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That Tabitha gave her, and I want the word judgment written on there. Like either Helga doesn't read, so pick a language, probably
Okay.
Elvish.
Okay.
Like,
And where are these placed on your body?
Well, she doesn't have her gauntlets anymore because they got into the. Let's do like forearm tattoos.
And do you want both the wisdom and the constitution on the forearms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like, let's do like shoulder because she has the braces, so it'll be like 1 on each shoulder.
Okay. Got it. All right.
But yeah, I want it to be like judgment themed
Okay.
because she's in crisis mode, guys.
All right.
Oh,
I'll make you the 2 wisdom and the 2 constitutions then.
Cool.
Okay. Anything from Renora or Murph?
I'm okay with the tattoo shop.
Okay. Murph, anything?
Yeah, so am I.
Okay.
I'm good at that.
So Mixus and Helga, as you're in the chairs, you don't feel a thing. You can just feel maybe like a little bit of heat as like this rune is starting to not really like burn into your skin, but this is like hovers over it like a little energy field. It starts, and then as it like eventually goes on, you can see that when it's inactive, it just lays like a tattoo on your skin, but just slightly bubbled up. And then as you activate it, which in you guys' case, like it only activates when those things are necessary. If you take a hit, Constitution 1 lifts. If you use magic, your Mixus 1 lifts, kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you make a wisdom check, your wisdom 1 lifts. That kind of stuff.
I feel like Mixus would be like, are you even doing anything? It doesn't even hurt. Like, no, because their pain tolerance
Sure.
is so high. But anyways, now let's go. I'll sit in the chair. They can go to the jury place and do their stuff.
Yeah,
Unless
I'm
you need
gonna-
our help.
So Renora was just gonna kind of stick with the crowd and use the rule of being around people as a
Makes
distraction
sense. Totally
to be
makes
able
sense.
to do her sleight of
Totally
hand.
makes sense. Okay.
And Helga said that she wanted to stop at another place after tattoo, so I was just kind of waiting till that happened.
Yeah,
Okay.
no worries.
So it doesn't take long for you guys to get stuff done. You guys can go to another shop at this point as you got your runes activated.
Sweet.
I'll make those for you so you guys don't have to modify them yourself.
Oh, thanks.
So where you guys going next? jewelry store or weapon shop?
Jewelry?
Jewelry?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
That's
So-
good.
Jewelry store itself, as you get in, you find this place is very, very fancy. Almost every piece of jewelry is like on a mannequin torso, like a necklace on like the headless like torso. You got like hands that have like the rings on them as far as standing up. Looks like everything is placed on a certain item. There are a few things that are inside cases that like someone has to actually open up the case and pull up the drawer and, you know, show them off and stuff like that. As you see what looks like another fire genie kind of walking up, and she's got like a lot of gold bangles on and gold necklace, and she's got kind of like these frames on, and she's trying to tie like her hair into a bun, so like the actual bun part is kind of like flamed up. As she's, good evening. How can I help these weary travelers on their adventures?
Well, for once, do you guys, Helga is gonna pull out, because I always just forget, me as a person, always forget that I have it. I still have the necklace of the Silver Fairy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys do trades, or how much could I get for this? Because I don't really use it, but I'm looking to maybe get something more.
Remind me what
Up
that
my
necklace
alley.
does.
While wearing the necklace, you have resistance to magical spell damage.
She looks at it, she
Oh.
investigates it over, she like takes like one of the lenses and she kind of like focuses in. We can probably do a value of 500 if you're doing a direct trade.
Okay. Well, then I will take a look-sees and see what you got, because, like I said, I'm in the mood to buy.
Yeah. Spend it up, bestie.
So as far as like necklaces around here, a lot of these necklaces are they are specifically meant to increase magical properties. Any of them are specifically spell casting, spell save DC, specific schools of magic increase. Rings themselves are loved differently. Some of the rings are meant for casting spells, but ones that grab your attention are there's like these specific ones that kind of grab your attention that almost look like brass knuckles, but they're actually rings that are linked together specifically for that. And it looks like it will still let your fingers move independently, but when you make a fist, they lock up. And there are 4 specific gold rings. No stone in them, but they got squares on top. So the squares are what link up to the top.
Okay.
Each one is individually priced. Each ring itself is put at 300 apiece, but the rings themselves are.
Give me the Thanos gauntlet. Do it.
So each one of the 4 rings itself gives you a +1 to unarmored strikes. One ring itself gives you fire for your unarmed strike, another one gives you lightning, another one gives you force, and another one gives you cold for unarmed strikes. When they are put together, all of them add together instead of individually, so then be a +4 to your unarmed strikes, and you apply all that damage at once, with an additional 1d12 of bludgeoning damage on top of it.
Nice.
So, to break it down, you can only use one at a time unless you link them up. So let's say you use the cold one, you're swinging with unarmed strike with additional +1 armor strike, and then once you hit, you deal unarmed strike, and then 1d12 of cold damage. But if you have all 4 together, you decide to do 1 hit, then it's a +4 to your unarmed strike, and then it's 1d12 of lightning, 1d12 of cold, 1d12 of fire, 1d12 of force, an additional 1d12 of bludgeoning.
Love
Sweet.
that.
We're all gonna be fighting for the rings.
Helga's gonna become a brawler. I love it.
Jeez.
I guess so. You said all the necklaces are pretty much like spell focused.
So they're either casting spells or protecting yourself from spells being casted upon you.
Oh. Okay.
Candy.
So for one specifically about
yeah.
protecting from spells, specifically spell save DCs. So those are like if someone's casting a spell and you got to roll to see, like roll like a wisdom saving throw or something like that. This increases your chance to give you advantage. That's what some of them are. So there are the.
Is there one for?
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead. It's
No.
fine.
I was gonna ask if there was one for counter strength, but you were probably about to tell me.
For counter strength, no, there's
Con?
nothing. No,
Oh,
no
con.
counter strength. These are specifically are
Okay.
going to be wisdom, charisma, and intelligence.
For saving throws.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at the charisma.
Charisma. Okay, so there's two that's charisma. One's the Infernal Necklace. This one is actually designed with full black chain and black embroidered on top with an actual bloodstone inside. Has to be attuned.
Ooh, bloodstone.
While wearing it, you have advantage on all charisma saving throws. If you would fail a charisma saving throw, you have 3 charges to auto succeed. While you're wearing this and is attuned, any weapon or spell that you cast that requires charisma gets an additional +5.
Very cool. Does it seem to be on one of those weight triggered displays, or
It's inside the drawer.
it's inside the drawer? Of course it is.
The other charisma one
Of course it
is.
is.
The other charisma one is. Where is it? Okay. The Pearlescent Radiance. This one specifically is designed to look like it's supposed to be for a paladin. This one gives you also advantage on charisma saving throws. If anybody attacks you with an actual charisma attack and you fail your saving throw, you can choose to counter it by still taking the damage, and you can inflict equal amount of radiant damage against them. This effect only happens 3 times per long rest. So
Okay.
basically, it works kind of like Hellish Rebuke. So if someone hits you, you can point back at them. You take the damage. Let's say you take 13 points of damage. You point the damage. Okay, now they're going to take 13 points of radiant damage.
Oh, nice. Okay. Cool. How much was that first one?
The black one.
Yeah.
That one is going to be 1,000.
Okay. And when you say in the drawer, it's not like out easily accessible.
No, these are like the
Anything
jewelry cabinets where like the top is glass, but they got to pull out the drawers, kind of like that, to move them out.
Okay. Is there anything that's out?
Well, the radiant one is not in the cabinet. The black one is.
Okay. Perfect.
The radiant one is actually on a just torso mannequin.
Beautiful. I am gonna buy the black one, but I also
Need
would
to
like to
steal.
sleight of hand the radiant one.
Okay.
I got 30.
Okay. Let me get a perception check in here. Where the fuck is my dice? Okay. As you come by, moving around, as everybody's looking at stuff, you take the advantage of when other things are being scoped up, and you just happen to put your hand over it, and as soon as your hand goes over it, as it's almost magic, it just disappears without you even touching the mannequin. You have hid it within your sleeve.
Beautiful. All right, I am gonna buy that black one also,
Okay.
though, because I really like that.
A little remorse, but not that much remorse. You're like, at least I get your money.
Yeah, right. You can't say I didn't buy anything. Like-
As you're about to pay for it, before you pay for it, the salesman's like, "Is there any modifications you would like to have done before we do the final transaction?"
To the necklace.
Yeah, we can do any kind of magical modifications, depending on the cost you want to put into it.
Like, I'm sorry. Like what?
Well, I mean, we can make it more effective. We can add more properties to it. I mean, you can really do whatever.
Enhance it.
So again, DM the player, like you can pay more money to give it more charges, to have more saving throws if necessary, to like auto win saving throws. You could pay more money to have the DC increased. You could pay the money to add wisdom instead of just charisma, so it'd be wisdom and charisma. Obviously more expensive the more things you add to it. So they're basically saying, here's the thing.
Right.
Do you want to spend more money?
How many charges does it have again? 3?
3. So, like I said before,
how much would it
you
be
get it
to add another one?
To add another one,
Sorry.
that'd be another 300.
Another 300. No, I think we're gonna leave it as is.
Okay, so you're just gonna... Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I think we'll be okay.
Sounds good.
With 3. Are you gonna make these items?
Yeah, I'll make them.
Okay, perfect.
I got 2 weeks, so I'm...
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Okay, so you said each ring for that one was 300, but but if I bought all 4 of them, is there like a package deal?
If you get them all together, it's 1,000.
Okay.
So 1,200.
Mm.
Nice.
And then just because I still really like this idea, do they have any like just standard rings of protection? Because Helga wants more piercings, so I feel like it would be like buy the ring and then go back to the tattoo shop and be like, hey.
I mean, there are rings of protection that follow different parameters. There's rings that specifically increase your AC. There are rings that allow you to have resistances that wouldn't really help you because raging already gives you the resistances.
Yeah.
There are rings that, you know, if like link up with your armor. So if you're wearing like armor that uses strength instead of dexterity, your armor becomes more useful. In turn, increasing that, but that doesn't work for you because then you can't rage. So basically, the major one that you're looking for is just a ring that increases your AC. It does not require you to be wearing armor to increase your AC. It just increases your AC.
Right. Yep, that, or if there's, I mean, I'm down to, again, Helga's in regretty spendy mode, so,
Spend it all!
Bye. So.
Yes.
Bye.
Or if there's
Chop
ones
chili
that
chop.
also bump wisdom, I'm down to, I don't know if there's any rings that bump that as well.
Oh yeah, there are. There are several rings that work in wisdom. So there is the Ring of Foresight. There is the Ethereal Ring, and then there is the Ring of... I'm sorry, there's just... Okay, so Wisdom, there's just 2. There's the Foresight and the Ethereal.
Okay.
So
And what do they do?
So the Foresight itself allows you to essentially see ahead whenever you're making a Wisdom check. If you fail on the Wisdom check, you can actually go back as if you saw this already happen, and you can rewrite the conversation as long as it's happened in the last 60 seconds.
Okay.
It only has 1 charge, and then you get a +1 to your Wisdom check and saving throw. The Ethereal Ring allows you to constantly have the ability to turn on True Sight. When you activate True Sight, it cannot be turned on again after 1 hour after it's expended. It's only once per long rest. While you're wearing this, you have a +2 to Wisdom checks, Wisdom saving throws, and you have advantage on perception checks.
Okay. How much is that ring?
That one's 2,000.
Get that right.
Okay, so it would be 2,000 for the True Sight ring, 1,000 for the
4 golden rings.
The 4 golden rings.
4 golden rings.
Can they add a
Write
5th
this
one
down.
just to fit the song?
God.
So then that would be 3, but they can trade or at least knock off 500 for the silver fairy necklace.
I'm sorry, what?
She said that I
Oh
could
yeah,
get about
she's
500 for
she
the...
can give you right. So if you do the silver fairy necklace, then the rings themselves are only 500. Then it's a 2,000 for the ethereal ring.
Let's do it.
Okay, so then it's 2,500 for the whole shebang-a-bang.
Yep. Where's inventory? And I still have money to spend. Let's go.
Damn.
I had like 6,000 gold. I'm like, I'm gonna buy something.
And you all randomly get robbed.
Yep. Plus, if I ever found any random bits of gold from the people that we killed back when the session started, but
Right.
okay, I'm done shopping. I've made poor life choices.
Okay. Anybody else
But
want
again-
Anybody else want some shopping before we continue on?
Murph,
So I don't
That's what you
technically
want to
need to shop, but I
Right.
would say. So Xander's with his dad, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's me, Mixes, Helga, and Renora.
Yeah. Yeah.
And being
and
around.
Emberlay, or is she?
Oh yeah, Emberlay's there. Yeah.
I'm gonna hold up the pamphlet. You know what? This has been a grand adventure, but you guys should. Why don't you go ahead to Xander? I will catch up, and we'll have a grand time listening to what I'm sure will be a
The most
magnificent performance.
Are you sure? You don't need any help?
Oh,
Don't like
I-
you being by
I'm-
yourself here, Murph. You tend to do really rash things when you're by yourself.
That's true. You usually don't
That's
need to
a
go
track
high.
record.
Murph, I have a Death Wish war singer.
first off, you name trees and everything under the sun, and I just saw you drop like 2,000 gold on a couple of rings and a tattoo. So, are we really gonna judge? What?
I was gonna
No,
say, have we tried to kill you before? And then I remembered, yes, I have.
Oh wait, yes I have.
No trouble. No trouble, but there'll be no trouble, no drama, no problems, but it is something I'd like
Okay.
to do on my own.
Other
If
case
it's
in
all
point,
right.
none of us know where we're going, so how are you going to find us?
Tablet! Some of us weren't busy flying in the sky having a grand
Yeah, but
old
do you know
time.
where
Some of
that-
us got information.
Yes, but do you know where that is on that pamphlet?
He holds out the pamphlet and unfolds to a map.
What kind of a pamphlet comes with a map?
This one.
Do you
This
see
isn't
where
the
we
Ren
are?
Fair.
Have you been keeping up?
No.
You were a fucking balloon 10 minutes ago. You're surprised about a map.
Yes. Also, you act like I can read that.
I give the map to Mixus and Renora and like
Hmm.
What? Yeah.
make sure she doesn't get fucking lost. Let's go find
Okay.
Sandra.
That
I'll catch
we'll
up
keep
soon.
her going. It's fine.
All right, I guess Murph's gonna
Oh.
go do broody things by himself.
Okay.
I'll be quick.
All right. So the rest of you decide to head over to Xander and his dad. Murph. What kind of shenanigans
I
are
need
we
to
gonna
find
get
the
into?
forge.
Okay. There are two forges in the area that you're allowed to go to. One specifically is another Earth genie that specifically actually uses his own skin to actually make weapons. So he actually breaks off some of his skin, reforges them, and actually makes certain tools. Another one is an Genasi that specifically makes very, very lightweight items, but they're actually very fast.
As I'm making my way towards those forges, is there any way I can find out which one burns the hottest, or which one's known for being?
The Earth genies.
That's where I would like to go.
Okay. It looks like his is actually made with fire. The other one doesn't actually use fire. They actually use more magic to like forge it out of like just plain old magic. The Earth Genie actually does it very similar to the way they're used to, where a lot of fire, and it looks like they actually, based off the way that they look, it actually looks like their skin is actually lava for their blood veins. So they actually use their own body to even heat up the metal. So they're actually more kind of like a volcano more than rock. But yeah, you do see like a big, huge inlet fire into like this fireplace where he's constantly making not the conventional weapons he used to. It looks like he's making like certain kind of crossbows, but then he's got like these very, very ethereal kind of crossbow bolts that are going on him, stuff like that. And then as he implements crossbow bolts, and then as he implements certain things, like he could like all of a sudden he implements like these certain stones to them, and they literally like morph it into like a more arcane kind of version of itself. Like he does the first part, and then the stones do the rest.
I'm just gonna shout out over his shoulder, Master Forger, I'd have a word.
And
Some business.
Comes up, lifts up the goggles. Yeah? What do you need?
How hot does that forge burn?
Well, I'll tell you what. Put out your palm.
You do something by
Even
myself?
even though he's holding out that hand, I'm gonna hold out the Balrog gauntlet hand.
Okay. As he immediately just palms the Balrog gauntlet, you can still feel it burn, even though you got the gauntlet on. Is that hot enough for you?
I don't do, I believe. Business we have then.
And so he's just like tries to pull his hand away. He's just, damn it. What business do you have that requires such heated stone or metal?
I'm gonna hold up a stack of 500 gold. I need you to burn that forge hotter than it's ever been burned. And then give me a moment with it by myself. That's all. Simple.
He looks you up and down. Number one, it doesn't get much hotter than it is. My forge runs the hottest in even your 9 realms. 2, if you want some alone time with whatever you think you're going to do with my forge, it's going to take you a lot more than 500 gold.
How much?
How many minutes do you need?
15.
15 minutes. 100 gold a minute.
I hand it over without a hesitation.
Okay, 1,500 gold. Takes it from you. Don't kill yourself as he walks away.
Please.
As soon as he's at a earshot, Martha's humming like a tune over and over and over again, and kind of out from behind him, he had grabbed the Queen of Blades cloak, the wolf golden cloak.
Yeah.
Close enough. As much as I hate to admit it, there were good times, and you helped me make me who I am, and you'll always be part of me. But that, you, and all the other bullshit no longer holds me. And he's gonna throw it into the forge until he sees it start to kind of melt. And then I'm gonna spark up the ethereal arm and reach into the forge and try and like grab it and have it almost like a lava lamp start to combine with the ethereal arm. It's just for flavor. It's
okay.
You don't have to rack your brain on anything.
Okay.
And then he shakes it off. And then he walks out the forge. My thanks.
He looks at you. Pats you on the back as he kind of sears the back. Not bad. If you're ever looking for work, could use one with such sturdy skin as yours.
That sounds like a good life. Maybe one day. Then he'll use his previous knowledge of the map pamphlet to meet up with the rest of the group.
Okay. Alright. As you eventually reconvene with the group, the rest of the group is already there. As you're all sitting down in this large ethereal tavern. Now again, just like the rest of the place, there's no roof to this. So right now, it is nighttime. And nighttime here is a always beautiful sky. No clouds ever speak of. Moonlight, almost in always perfect position for everything. It's coming down, giving the perfect ambiance. There's even certain mirrors that are taken into place to kind of control the light correctly, to kind of give it like the correct like mirror effect inside the building. As like drinks are being poured, as like these pamphlets are all over the place, it's become a big deal. It seems that Xander's father is well known to be a musician, but the rumor of him having a partner, and not only is it being a partner, but his son, is not only stirring up a well-earned excitement, but also a little bit of dramatic curiosity. He's not really well known for preaching out to go find one's children, as he has learned to not do that. So to find him creating a bond with his son that he's not supposed to see is creating quite a stir.
Scandalous.
Got a little scandalous drama.
Due to this, the bartender is allowing free drinks. As you guys find yourself at a table, immediately as you sit there, immediate stein is put in front of everybody, along with a big, huge pitcher. Now, this is a pitcher as if you were over with dwarfs. They drink heavy around here. This pitcher, it seems like the kind of alcohol that they have here is much like I described for Xander earlier. It smells like a cider, maybe a little bit like a mead, but it's clear like a gin. It tastes very, very, very heavy, but it has almost kind of like a mead gin kind of taste to it.
How big is the cup?
The stein? I mean,
Yeah.
this is like a
Is it as big as my head?
I mean, it's not as big as your head, but I mean, it's taller than your head, not as wide. I mean, this is gonna be like
a lovely bunch of coconut.
right. This is gonna be like a 24-ounce stein. Like this is a pretty heavy. This is a pretty heavy stein.
So Mixus is gonna
Full of good decisions.
Mixus is gonna pick it up with both hands and start drinking and go.
Go.
Oh shit.
Go.
All right, Mixus, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
Mixus is gonna get drunk tonight.
Yeah.
I just imagine right at that moment Murphy walks in. Oh, that's not good.
Murph thought he was gonna be the adult. No.
That was a natural 20.
Wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
whether it's because Mixus is born of magic and this is stuff made of magic, or just something else, Mixus is Iron Will and Iron Constitution to this is unstoppable. She is not getting drunk tonight. She is drinking as much as she wants, and she will not have a bad incidents come from this.
I put it
It's
down
water.
and I go, I was thirsty. Another, please?
Immediately, the barmaid comes over and takes a picture and fills you up a little bit more. Now take it easy. You're a little bit smaller.
No. Go.
No. Sorry.
As the bartender says that, Murphy
No.
slaps a hand on Mix's shoulder. Yeah, but she's got the spirit of a fucking dragon. You drink away and we run.
Knew I liked you.
Mix is gonna be going around tying people's shoes again.
So
That
the
was
way
the
that
last time she got drunk. That's what
so
happened.
what I imagine this drink to be is like if you ever had like a mead cocktail where someone like took like mead and made it like a little bit fresher but also a little fruitier on the same time. That's kind of how I imagine in this drink.
Yeah.
Tasty.
I'll take it.
Yeah. I take two.
Double fisting it.
Correct. Unless they have a larger vessel, which is what I would ask.
I mean, the pitcher is
Yeah,
a larger
how about-
vessel.
How big's the pitcher?
The pitcher can fit. They can refill.
The whole pitcher.
It can refill
Have one pitcher.
everyone. It can refill everyone's drink twice. So if everyone's drink is a 24 ounce, if you do that,
I've
six of
already
you,
had two,
12. That's 240.
might be a
You're looking at
two-man.
about 300 ounces worth.
Okay, don't drink the whole pitcher. That's for all of us.
I reach for it. Oh, all right.
As
Can I have
the
a drink, please?
As the barmaid comes by, she just like looks at like another one, and she just takes one from another table and she just slaps it right in front of you and takes your stein away. There you go. Pats you on the back and starts walking away.
My girl.
I fucking love this place. Oh, she didn't hear me.
For free.
I'm just gonna roll a Constitution save throw because he's doing the same thing misses. He has.
No self-control.
You know how Helga got through her breakup with piercings and spending money? I have a certain different.
Oh, I never said that I was done.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
That's an 18 plus 8 for 26.
You're
so-
good. You were handling it like a champ.
Champion.
Anybody else? Anybody else chugging?
Require another.
No,
My
I'm
future
enjoying
ex-wife,
the
please,
show.
another.
This is hilarious.
As you immediately chuck down this, as you immediately chuck down the, she comes over you. Now that's hilarious as fuck. You do it again, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. But it was funny as she puts another one in front of you.
Oh. Before she can slide her hand away and put his hand over her hand. Yeah, promise.
She looks at you, eyes you up and down.
I know.
You look like you have a big appetite, boy. Meet me behind in a couple hours.
Oh, snap! Well.
Behind the bike racks.
Behind the bike rack.
Behind the bar in a couple
I'm
hours.
the
As you guys are chugging the drinks, eventually Xander and his father come up, and immediately the lights all like turn down, even as if like someone can control the lunar light, so it's dimming down a little bit as the reflection starts going and starts lighting everything up. As immediately you guys come out, everybody starts clapping. Some people are just kind of like up there with like the binoculars, kind of like, all right, shit's gonna go down. Let's see what happens. You know, kind of like that.
You know, when you were a kid and you were out, and your parents were a little too loud at the award ceremony, you were like, "Keep it down." That's us as soon as we see Xander.
Yeah! Go Xander, go!
All right, Xander.
Wow!
I need to give me a performance check with advantage because you're being helped by your father.
Xander, go Xander.
Helga's got the word Xander written across her ass, like, yeah, let's go!
Renora is still riding the high of killing her grandpa and watching Meeksis and Murph fucking Schwesta and Helga high as a kite. This is the best day of her life.
I feel like Renora right now is like fucking Jack Sparrow, like at like midway through the second movie where like he has like the toes on his necklace. He's like chewing off like the little like
Yep.
fucking. It's the same thing for you,
Right.
like kind of like biting off a little bit of the excess stuff off the teeth.
Yes.
What'd you get?
Okay, I got a 16 and my mod is 12, so 28.
Okay. As you guys immediately come out, nothing's really being said. You guys just start playing some music. Tell me, do you want to do somber? Do you want to do loud? Pick a genre.
Loud, like arena loud.
You're just gonna come in. You just start blaring it. As he starts adding an enchantment to his, as you can see, the way that he does his enchantment is all of a sudden, he's an echo fighter, so he immediately summons like 5 versions of himself that does different versions of the flute. As he immediately starts playing different versions to open you up, as he allows you to just start opening it up with all this music, and immediately it goes quiet. Everybody's waiting, and immediately in just a second, just starts blaring out with music as everybody goes quiet for a second, like not sure, and immediately arms raised in the air in excitement.
I picture, just for like the dramatic appeal,
Mhm.
I picture like as like it goes, as it starts dark, Xander is going to use his levitation to like fly in and have like start with like lights enchanting, casting lights and some and like a fog cloud, then like lights will come on.
Okay. Okay, so
Really
a lot
well
of the extra presentation, got it. All right, so with all the extra things,
You know
fog,
I'm
cloud,
extra.
smoke, lightning, everything happens, and with it, it's never become more apparent of not only your physical relation, but the relation of the music that you've never played with anybody else before that has matched your tune as much as you have, and
Right.
the bonding moment is becoming very clear, and it's working out very nice, and this is a moment that you've never had before as the night goes on until you all realize that, yeah, you still got several hours left, but once sun hits is time when you gotta go. And it's roughly about midnight as the music is still playing. They're not telling you to stop.
Yeah.
So you got roughly about 5 more hours before the sun starts to rise. Xander, you can control when you want to stop. It's totally up to you.
Never.
Never.
I feel like a solid
This is a
performance
song
would
that
be like
never ends.
3.
It goes
I feel
on.
like a good 3 hours.
One last song. It's just like the song.
Right.
I
I would also like to rotate in as like a couple songs in. I would rotate in. What was I gonna do? I think I was gonna do Mirror Image. Oh,
Okay.
it's like the last song. It's like Mirror Image. So he has his echo form. I have my Mirror Image, and we're just adding to the performance, like very just
All
we'll
the
change
bells
it up
and
to like some
whistles.
Okay,
summer.
sure.
Oh yeah, just being over the top. Lightning's peering out from the clouds.
Someone yells out, "Play Freebird!"
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah. And as the finale, as the finale of the encore, things like that, I
Sweet
would go,
Caroline!
"Hey, Dad, watch this," and I would go into my death metal.
Okay, all right, awesome.
Ooh.
With the finale, you summon the power of your Eidolon powers as you suddenly become almost. Well, Murph, how tall are you?
Oh,
Uh, 7'2".
He's over.
Okay,
Yeah, he's
so
very
Xander,
tall.
you become 7'2". Your loot becomes this big, huge weapon of mass destruction. Your armor starts to fill up most of your body as all of a sudden everybody goes quiet and then waits for you to start thrashing more as it becomes the
Oh, yeah.
best encore if ever encore has existed.
right. We're telling out, pulling all the
Yeah.
stops out.
And as if you are controlling every bit of the elements that exist in a storm in this realm, every piece of lightning that exists beneath and above this floating isle of a plane is to your control within these 5 minutes of this song. Everything, every specific note that you play, every strum you do is a thunder crack, is a lightning strike, and it comes down in the most epic moment of music that you've done.
Mark is up on the table and lets the Yanni mask up.
As
I was say Helga shifts into just like her normal shifter like form, not full Lycan, and she's just
Yes, the full metal.
As
yeah.
you finish the last song, as it goes quiet and everybody looks at each other and just rages up in cheer and just starts screaming out in excitement. As eventually everybody's like, fuck, it's
Xander!
as immediately on that point, Altair immediately looks at you as he reforms back into one person. As he looks at you, as he just immediately takes your arm, he just in front of everybody gives you the biggest hug that a father can give his son.
Bonding. Oh, yeah.
gross.
Well, the most magnificent performance we've ever
Punch Helga.
Xander, I want you just to give me, with all that, I want you to give me a persuasion check with advantage. This will just affect something later on.
Okay.
During
I'm like,
the
nope.
last song, Helga lights a torch.
Does he
and just
come back
starts-
from milk?
Oh, torch, yeah.
All right, so we got a 19 plus 7 is
I grab a fire genasi.
26. Okay. Yeah, you just start tossing a fire genasi.
Some timid fire genasi is like, sir, please let me go, sir.
Fire
Sir.
genasi. I made his own.
Sir,
You're
sir,
ruining
really
my
drunk.
vibe.
Sir, I'm gonna puke. Okay, it's happening. Ugh. just
More
puking lava all
fire.
over the place.
Alright.
Guys, it's literally hot potato. Just keep throwing him.
As the music ends, and you guys know that the moon is starting to set and the sun's starting to rise. As Emberlay looks, not to ruin the mood, but we should probably start getting ready. As she looks at Altair, you have an hour. Spend as much time with him. We'll meet you back over in the council chambers. The rest of you, follow me.
Why is all
Can I?
the alcohol gone?
We're going to get more.
Oh, okay.
Can I hold back?
Oh God.
I
Again.
had an invite. The bar, I mean, not for nothing. But
You did have an invite. If you had a big enough appetite, you do have an invite.
listen, I'm a hungry hippo.
Just don't make a
Disappears halfway
baby.
through the
Don't
song.
make a baby.
Don't make a baby.
As you head to the
Listen,
back, you
My
find
strike.
you find what looks kind of like a more humanoid version of a dragonborn, but her skin is more pearlescent, and she is actually taller than you are. And she's just sitting back there as she is just leaning up against the wall. Punctual too. Do I have to do all the work, or are you going to start it off?
Oh,
Ooh
snap.
la la.
Damn.
Escatolo.
I know she has a sister.
Hey Helga,
Wait,
let
wait.
Murph have one. Let him have one.
Murph have one.
He did. We killed her.
Oh.
Exactly.
Too soon.
Too soon. Wow.
I'm gonna walk up to the wall that she's leaning against, and both fists are just gonna clench and slam
That's not
against
the
the
only thing
wall on
that's-
either side of her. Slam against either side of the wall of her head
Fade to
and lean
black.
forward. I only got an hour. Such a shame. I don't have to do. Fade to black.
Fade to black.
And the
That
last
whole
thing,
bar's gotta get
last thing
replaced.
before the fade to black,
There's-
you get done when I say you're done.
And this is
Yes,
how we
ma'am.
know Summer again.
As that
And
giant
that was the last
thud
we ever
happens,
saw.
as you guys are like leaving, you wonder where Murph is. As you
That's all.
just like one of the walls just thuds as you see like a chandelier shake. Like, this place is up the code. Why did it just shake?
Adam,
You ban.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
All right.
Alright.
An hour later, as Xander and Altair start heading back, Murph, you come back a little bit of a limp on the leg, a little strut.
Spring into my step, even with a limp.
just goes and rubs his shoulders like, boy.
As you guys are all summoned back, and there's like a full portal made for you. As the Aria looks, well, that's quite a festive event. I gotta say that even I was moved by it. I am quite torn. On one hand, I must honor the laws we have. On the other hand, such a memorable moment cannot be broken. So, I'm going to meet you in the middle. She grabs something from her companion as she passes over to you, Xander, as she gives you this case. This is for you.
And I'll open it up.
You find what's inside is a full silver necklace to put on. It looks like it's enchanted with what looks like almost like pure energy inside the pendant. This works only once every full moon. Call upon your father's name, and you can either choose to go to him or have him come to you. During this time, no ramifications will be had.
Sorry, I got weirded out because as soon as Joe started talking about the necklace and your father, there hasn't been any storm whatsoever, and a giant thing of lightning just flashed in my window. I'm like, really? All right, magnificent.
So every time there is a full moon, the energy in the stone will glow. You could choose whether to use it or not. It's not like it's going to be a waste to not use it, but whenever you activate it, it allows you to either go to him or summon him. He needs to acknowledge it. You can't just pull him away from a job. But whatever you do, you can do other way, and the pen itself protects you and him from affecting the plane of existence that you're on. Therefore, the laws will not be broken. Once the full moon is done, the person who's been pulled from the plane will be reverted back to where they are, where they started. Outside of that, there's no other like combat proficiencies. It just allows you two to be together every full moon.
Tight. Awesome.
As he looks at you, I almost forgot. As I said, playing music is a way for us to peer into the deepest of ourselves. I almost lost myself fully, and I almost forgot to do what I promised you. I saw a few things. There is 2 images I saw.
Okay.
I can't make heads or tails of them, but maybe you can. First image I saw was a floating island. The other was a tall tower of black and night. Either they know where your mother is, or they have her.
That is honestly, that's the best. That's the best gift you could give me. I can't wait to. I look forward to the day that we can be reunited again
As
as a family.
he puts his hand on both your shoulders. I'm sorry for the years that we have not been together. I'm sorry that ways of our kind had to be this way. But maybe now, you and I changed something around here. And maybe this, as he points at the necklace, is the starting point for something greater. Find your mother, and maybe next time when we see each other, all 3 of us can play a tune together.
Sounds good.
As he just
Xander has tear on it.
As it gives you a big hug, as he pulls you away and just looks at you. Now, continue your journey. Help your friends. Find your mother. And do what your destiny is for. As he turns you around and aims you towards the portal. As Emberlay looks at all of you, I'll be moving back with all of you. And I'll help you try to do what I was intending to do. I have 1 day to help you out.
Okay.
We will work together to figure out how to cure the lands.
Okay.
As Aurelia reiterates, this is all I can give her. If you're unable to take care of it by that time, I do have to tell you, we cannot help you. Take the 24 hours with the most haste you have. 24 hours, she will not have a choice. If she is still with you in 24 hours, I'll pull her myself.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Now,
It was nice meeting you, and thank you for letting us come here because this is such a beautiful place, and I got to mark it off my list, so thank you.
as you all walk into the portal with Emberlay in tow, the portal closes behind you. As in this time, you are ready for it. As you're no longer being pulled by Torso, you are now flying through the portal back up into the realms and inverted into the proper way that you're used to seeing. As you're pulled,
Oh, Bob, I said, hey, I'll be back.
you are now no longer at the top of the tower, but now at the base, and specifically where the bloodstone was left. With that, we're gonna end it there.
Dun, dun, dun.
I love it.
So,
Ooh,
on that note,
amazing.
thank you everybody for watching. I hate to say that, unfortunately, next week is a regular week off, so we will not have another session of Echoes for 2 weeks. So, you will still have Blades next week because they're switching weeks around, so we'll have that. But we'll have Echoes in 2 weeks. That will put it as, let's see, today is Wednesday, so we'll be having it 2 weeks on another Wednesday. That being said, this was an awesome session. Thank you for watching. Thank you for jumping in the chat. And, you know,
Thank you for the encore.
if you
If you're in the southern Wisconsin or northern Illinois, tomorrow we're playing at 5 Bar.
yes, and we got our part 2 session of Star Wars tomorrow at 5 Bar. 5 bars in Beloit, Wisconsin. So come check us out. Get yourself a drink. They still got themed Star Wars drinks there. You can pick from the Jedi menu or the Star Wars menu, or the Sith menu. And we are continuing up as they're all going to fight Darth Maul. So check it out. These are not stream sessions, at least not yet. So you have to be there in person to watch. These are not these players. We actually have people who are part of patrons that are playing. And if you're interested to play as well or learn how to play, that'll actually be June 6th. We actually play there every 2 weeks, so I can teach you if you haven't played before. If you're watching this and you're saying, I have no friends to play with, that's what I'm doing there for. I'm there to bring people together who can't find a group to play with and get you guys some sessions or teach you how to play. So do not be afraid. Do not be shy. We're all friends. Get yourself a drink, have a good time, and join in. Other than that, everybody have a fantastic night, and hopefully we see you tomorrow. Good night.
Woo!